bullpen, we're approaching them like anyone else. We're going to go after them and try to get some wins here.
Appreciate your time as always. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
It's Joe Capietro. That's a top step. Quick timeout. Monarchs pregame rolls along from Sioux Falls, the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. Just get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on. Kansas City Monarchs pregame show continues. Time for tonight's Monarchs 101 with DB, the master's class of Kansas City Monarchs content. Kind of thing you might find if you went down to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and dove headfirst and really dove in and spent hour upon hour, which you can do. Trust me, I've done it down there where I've just been like, oh, what, they're closed? You guys are closing now? Time can slip away when you're really diving in down there, but this is what we do. We talk Monarchs and Negro League content. And I did a little more research on the ride up to Sioux Falls today on the gentleman we talked about yesterday in Frank Floyd. Now, Frank Floyd did not play for the Monarchs, but he was about as well known of a Monarch there was out there. I mean, he was a guy that was the trainer, but he also did a lot of other things too. And I'm going to read a little bit about what he did from our textbook from last year. It's from the Janet Bruce book, the Kansas City Monarchs, Black Champions of Baseball. Also, a find that was auctioned off a couple of years ago, I think in 2014, not a couple, 8 years ago. It was auctioned off as well that came from Floyd. And to sum it up, Frank Floyd, his nickname, and this is what he went by. This is what the fans called him. This is what he went by. I know it sounds a little odd today, but back in those days, they called him, it's simply, and again, when I read this to you, they called him Jew Baby. That's what, Jew Baby Floyd. That's what they called him. That was his nickname. He was known simply as Jew Baby. That's what he was known as. And I don't know the reference behind that, but that's what fans knew him as. He was, in fact, a pretty well-known guy there in town. He was the only black chiropractor in Kansas City when the Monarchs came in existence in the 1920s. And he would serve as a Monarchs trainer for more than 30 years. And now this is a time, and I was talking to Jared Bashaw about this, our trainer, about this today. The trainers then weren't like they are now. Certified athletic trainers, CATs, we call them all that. They go through rigorous training. There's an academy for them as well. A lot of schools do phenomenal work through their athletic departments on training these young people to become trainers, certified athletic trainers. Now, this is way before that time, and he was way ahead of his time. Back in those days, it was very common for trainers to wear uniforms. Obviously, the managers wore uniforms, and still to this day they do. But back in those days, the trainers, in this case, Frank Floyd, wore a uniform. And I told you yesterday he wore number 2. He was an old baseball scout in Kansas City's only licensed black chiropractor. He traveled with the team to give rundowns and ease the pain of charley horses, lame shoulders, bad ankles, and cuts. He was more a massage therapist than anything else, but he also, threw a Band-Aid on if he needed to. The sports writer of the Call there in Kansas City joked about Jew Baby's valiant attempts to poison the squad with various concoctions of his own manufacture, carried over from his days when he doctored the nags on his farm. And Jew Baby can't seem to be able to differentiate between ball players and mules, was a quote from the paper in the 1920s. Trainers sometimes filled other roles as well. He would fill the role as Cupid, carrying messages between female fans and players. A friend once said that Jew Baby, that his advice extended to the moral and physiological as well as physical well-being of his players. So he was there to sound not just physical advice, but moral advice as well. When the Monarchs played in Kansas City, Jew Baby distributed placards of advertising the games, the things we put up in our concourse. He put those out, especially down in the Jazz District and also there in Uptown and downtown. He supervised the locker room at the stadium, maintained the headquarters office with Secretary Gilmore when Secretary Gilmore's away. In the off season, He operated a massage parlor for the public at Bellevue's Hotel, the Bellevue Hotel, not Bellevue's, the Bellevue Hotel. And I mentioned last night he served as the Kansas City Greyhounds hockey trainer. We talked about that's when we discovered his love of hockey in a story in Saskatchewan. So, again, he was a guy that had a lot of duties, not just rubbing down the sore arms and shoulders of the players. He also had a special relationship as well. J.L. Wilkinson, when he signed Satchel Paige, I believe right before the 1941 season, he becomes Satchel Paige's personal trainer, personal everything, but really he was his assistant, but his trainer. He was the guy that was responsible for restoring Paige's pitching arm. Paige, remember, in 1941, doctors told him he may never regain his strength again in his arm. And he did, though, move up the Monarchs' main team, was not just barnstorming, but playing league ball games in 1941. And again, Joe Wilkinson assigned Jew Baby to the arm of Satchel Paige. And the Pittsburgh Courier says that Jew Baby's job was to cuddles and babies that bronze slingshot Satchel carries around on his right side of his anatomy for an arm. And he, of course, Paige was told he wouldn't pitch. He really credited the work of Floyd to getting back upright and going the right direction and really revitalizing his arm. There's also a really cool find, and this is a feature that I had not heard of either, that Satchel, of course, had his own trainer, as I mentioned, and that trainer also was the Monarchs trainer. This is the story tells us that I found online here. But during ball games, Satchel had a real bout of stomach issues. We talked about that a couple of times. He didn't pitch because he had really bad stomach issues, really bad. And they would delay the game while Frank Floyd would come out the mound with a bicarbonate soda concoction to calm his stomach. Some kind of a Pepto-Bismol meets 7-Up kind of thing that we all probably had as a kid, right? And Satchel was notoriously with that bad stomach and that digestive issues so bad that he needed these treatments during games. So Satchel, ever the showman, would delay the game and be part of the show with these running gags during games. And Floyd would come out, and Floyd carried a wooden suitcase with KC Monarchs on it. And inside that little wooden suitcase was the concoctions that Satchel would be drinking. And there was a little mixing shaker there with some bottles, and he would mix up the concoction on the mound, shake it up, and give it to Satchel on the mound, and really stop down the game, pregame, and during the game, during pitching mound visits. And, this is happening right in the mound, and everybody in the stands knows what's happening. And Satchel's walked a couple of guys, and now people are standing up, and some 50,000 people are watching him. He takes the cup from the Jew Baby's hand and drinks it down, and right there on the mound, gives the cup back to Jew Baby, and then he goes out, stretches, and he would give a loud belch, it says, and he would be ready to pitch again. And that was what would happen. That was according to Josh Gibson, who watched this many times. Even Buck O'Neill said that Jew Baby Floyd was our trainer. He traveled all over the country with Satch. Wherever Satch would go, Jew Baby would follow. I mean, he was like our team doctor. And so after Satch would walk a few, well, and then here comes out the concoction. And that's, again, this wooden box was auctioned off, again, in 2014. And it just really interesting stuff. But it's got KC Monarchs on it in wood, a wooden suitcase. That's what it was. Open it up, and there are those concoctions, a little shaker you might make a martini with. But Jew Baby Floyd was making that concoction to calm down the stomach of Satchel Paige. The story of Frank Floyd, Jew Baby Floyd, the legend who would put placards up and promote ball games and handle the love notes and rub down the arms and really do it all for 30 years as a member of the Kansas City Monarchs organization. And J.L. Wilkinson puts him right there on top of the arm of Satchel Paige, the tail end of his career, really credited with Satchel, and Satchel saying over the years that I really credited with getting his arm back in shape again, the one and only Jew Baby Floyd. That's the kind of thing you learn down at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum there at 18th and Vine. It's also what we call Monarchs 101 TV, the master's class of Monarchs content. That's what we talk about right here in our broadcast all season long. And that's tonight's pregame show. Stay tuned. Exciting Kansas City Monarchs baseball. It comes up next right here. Your starting lineups and your first pitch on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Rain Reborn is on the air. In partnership with the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, we tip our caps in reverence and honor of the past and anticipation of igniting the future. That future is now as the 2021 American Association champions, the Kansas City Monarchs, take the field right here on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
And the Monarchs have won it. Rain Reborn reigns again.
Kansas City Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers, the exclusive vehicle of the Kansas City Monarchs, and by Swope Health. This is what healthy feels like. Championship Monarchs Baseball is also brought to you by Price Chopper, the exclusive grocery partner of the Monarchs, and by Coors Light, made to chill.
That ball's off the wall. Here comes one run. Here comes another. Coming for a third. It's a bases clearing double. It's 3-0 Kansas City.
Rain Reborn is also brought to you by Lynch Real Estate, a name you can always trust. And by Village West Liquors, where great games begin. The Legends of Legends Field are also brought to you by Western Governors University, the online university of you.
Swinging a miss, strike three, got him, and the inning is over. Oh, man.
Monarchs Baseball also comes your way with the support of Southern Star, reminding you to call 811 before you dig. And by the KC Property Guys, the creative real estate solutions for homeowners. And the Roastery, the official coffee of the Monarchs.
Get out towards center field. That's pretty well hit. On the run is Harris at the wall. That ball is gone. See you later. A grand slam home run. He will touch them all.
Now let's head out to the ballpark with the voice of your Kansas City Monarchs, Dan Vaughn.
Colby Wyatt's second offering in the ballgame was grounded out sharply to short. Ozzie Martinez will field. He goes to first base in the nick of time to retire Malik Smith for out number one. We're on the way at 7:08 and 79 degrees. Central Daylight Time at 79 degrees, 7:08 Central Daylight Time, 79 degrees Celsius for your Canadian friends, 26. Get in the mood there as Kevin Santa steps in, takes it at the knees and called strike from Wyatt. Second offering is low. It's 1-1 strike. 79 degrees here. Blue skies above. Glad you're along on Monarchs Baseball on Mixo are on 8A Baseball TV. As Santa will foul away left side. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Your Price Chopper lineup card tonight. A beautiful night in Sioux Falls. Malik Smith led off with a bounce out 6-3. He'll be in center field. Kevin Santon's at second. Santa batting number 2. It'll be Darnell Swinney batting third. He's at third base. Who's the 1-2? Hideaway 2-2. Jacob Robson's in right. Robson's had a heck of a week, hasn't he? He'll be in right field batting fourth. John Hernandez, your DH tonight. He is in the cleanup spot. Casey Gillespie plays first base, batting sixth. Here's the 2-2. By the way, I think I told you cleanup spot. He's actually in the fifth spot. Casey's the sixth spot. J.C. Escada catching. He'll bat seventh. Pete Cosma batting eighth. He's at short. And new Monarch Dylan Harris will bat ninth for Kansas City. Monarchs 56 and 34 in the association. 2-2. It's away with a change. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Malik Smith, Kevin Santha, Darnell Swinney, Jacob Robson, John Hernandez, Casey Gillespie, J.C. Escada, Pete Cosma, and Dylan Harris. There's a payoff pitch from Colby Wyatt. Right-hander deals. Here's one line to right, and that'll sit down for a base hit. And there's a chance to give you the defense for the Canaries here. Wyatt Ulrich is back. He's in left. Connor Quiggle in center. Connor Blair made the play in right field of the bounce. He's in right. Aaron Tuck is at third. Osvaldo Ozzie Martinez at short. Angelo Altavilla is at second. Ray Michalczewski is at first. And then Shamoy Christopher catching. He's been a Monarchs thorn, if you will, and he bats tonight. Balls and strikes. Jordan Sandberg, Jeff Head at first, and Teddy Dutcher at third base for the association. There's Darnell Swinney just rolling here. Swinney will swing and wave, but it's 0 wide. Traveling gray pants. The Monarchs are in the red, the best look in the league. That red alternate with the blue numbers in the back. White with those. On the left sleeve is that good-looking Monarchs patch. On the right is that Heart KC. Throw back to first. Kevin Santa back in there. That big K and the C across the front. Big block letter. Monarchs occupying the third base dugout wearing the red caps where Joe Capietra leans on the rail down there. Actually leans on the chain link fence down there. Swinging a wave. It's 0-2 to left-handed batting Darnell Sweeney. Over at third base, the box is Bill Sobey in the red pullover. John West at first, and Jared Bashaw, your trainer. Matt Hall also down there, your pitching coach, who got the win last night for Kansas City. Frank White back home in Kansas City. 0-2. That's inside tailing in 1-2. It's a breezy night. Wind is 15 miles an hour. It's blowing right back in our face. You may have heard a little on the top step tonight. We taped that outside because the clubhouse music was so loud with the jams going. And you could hear that crowd mic once in a while picking up as a throw back to first. Hear my crowd mic, and also we have a windshield on it. And I didn't use my windscreen as on the interview, the first part. Second part I did. I was like, yeah, it's getting a little windy here. 15 miles an hour blowing right back at us from 359 the alley and right. Something is, what is that running out there? Is that a rabbit? Is that a squirrel? Something is a throwback to first base. Something's running on the baseline out there. I mean, on the fair foul line. I think that's a rabbit. Trying to get in under the wall at center field right now. I just saw something skimmering. There goes the runner, swinging a foul down the runaway left side. I'm pretty sure it's a cottontail, what it looks like, but jackrabbit. But I saw something skimming as I was telling you about the wind. I saw something like skimming down the warning track, like little something, and it had to be a rabbit there. Of course, this is jackrabbit country, so that makes sense. In everywhere jackrabbit country, pretty much. I mean, they're from like Mexico to Canada, pretty much. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sweeney will take it away. It's 2-2. Canaries have a brand new surface. We talked about it last time. It's field turf. The outfield is grass. Video board put in a couple of years ago is in right center field deep to the right of 410, which is to the right of the big green batter's eye. Right behind home plate, from the plate and the backstop, a big yellow menacing bird. That's Sioux Falls Canary. 2-2 is just away. 3-2, a long look by Jordan Sandberg, the crew chief here. And 3 balls, 2 strikes. But yeah, field turf in the infield, and then the outfield is grass. And hard to tell with the naked eye, but it is definitely that case. You can see the mowing lines out in the outfield. The fake mowing lines and the fake stuff. 3-2 payoff. Throw back to first and back in there. Crowd making their way in. It's a fireworks night tonight, so they're still getting shuffling into their seats and getting comfortable. And Sioux Falls Stadium. A couple of renovations over the years. Swinging a wave, got him. And there's one tailing away. Sweeney might have chased one right there. Strikeout number 1 for Wyatt. He's got 42 this year coming in. Been playing ball here on this site since the 1950s, but this actual structure, the one we're in, is built in 93, redone again in 2000, but they've played ball in this location and also downtown prior. Of course, that's the big talk about what they're going to do with this place. And Sioux Falls Stadium, right next to the Premier Events Center and the football stadium where the high school plays. There goes Santa, swinging away to the second base from a knee, and Christopher just gunned down Kevin Santa right there from his knees. Santa is now 3 of 5 and still on bases. Monarchs going to run our board, though, and nothing doing. No runs, a hit. Nobody left. Your Price Chopper card for the Canaries comes up next. Kansas City knows Price Chopper. Timeout time right here on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
For me, Buck O'Neil will forever be recognized as one of the great teachers of all time. Even though he wasn't an educator by trade, but he taught us about the heroes of the Negro Leagues. And he taught us about humility. He taught us about tolerance and the importance of tolerance and respect. And now this is our opportunity to say thanks a million to Buck O'Neil by supporting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and the building of the Buck O'Neil Education and Research Center. We ask that you consider donating $1 in memory of Buck O'Neil and his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And hopefully we will get at least 1 million people to join us on this journey that has led my friend to Cooperstown into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. To make your contribution, please visit thanksamillionbuck.com. For me, Bucko.
Hi, this is Nick Belzer of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't miss a minute of the action all season long on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
And the price chopper card for the hometown Canaries, led by the beardless Mike Meyer, who's had, over the years, had the big beard. Sir, don't do that, please. Good grief. Sorry. And a little kid, like, decides he wants to talk on the mic and momming. Thanks, momming. After he hits it 5 times, then she decides to let him tell him to stop, right? All right, Osvaldo Martinez leads. Did you hear that doink doink? I'm like, what is that? I couldn't see him. He was so short. Wyatt Ulrich will bat second. Ulrich is in left field, just back for the Padres organization. He was released, a couple of days ago. Jabari Henry bats third. Henry the DH. It'll be Connor Blair in right field. Troy Michael Chesky's at first. He bats fifth. Aaron Tagas batting sixth and third. Angelo Altavilla. He's at second, batting seventh. Shohei Christopher catching, who just got down to Kevin Santo, and then Dakota Quiggles in center for the Birds. Birds at 32 and 56. They've seen better days like 2020 when they made the postseason and a limited 6-team shortened season. But Belzer missed inside. It's 1-0. Popped up right side over in foul territory. Gillespie's going to have room, or does he? And he puts his hand out, makes the play right there in front of the first row, and the netting stops right there just beyond the coaching box. And Casey was just beyond the coaching box, and he puts his hand out, kind of make sure he feels what he's going to be up against, and he makes the play there. There's out number 1 and 1 away. Dylan Harris, Malik Smith, and Jacob Robson in center. Darnell Sweeney, Pete Cosmic, Kevin Santa, Casey Gillespie left to right in the infield. And J.C. Escott is your catcher as he sets up away, and Belzer deals right down I-29 for a called strike, and it's 0-1.
Oh my gosh, look at that star.
Just forget about the crowd mic and the folks that walk by. Found away left side by Ulrich, who was transferred off the roster to the Padres and then was at Fort Wayne and released earlier this week. And he was property of the Monarchs, who's sitting back to Sioux Falls inside missing. He would have been a Monarch, except for the fact that if you follow the transaction sheet, well, you realize that there had to be a missing link there that doesn't show up, right? That's why I'm here to help you. 1-2, missing inside 2-2. Again, you'll see the transaction that Ulrich was his visionary rights were sent back to Sioux Falls early this week. The next day he signs with Sioux Falls. You're like, well, what happened there? Why is that the case? And rightfully so. Here's the 2-2. Away 3-2. Well, the Willie Abreu trade, apparently it went through, except Willie didn't show up here. And he didn't play for Sioux Falls and went home to Florida. So there's that. 3-2 payoff. Found away left side, and I went somewhere. He didn't come here. He didn't play. He didn't show up to play for the Canaries, which at the time they were still, they were remotely in the hunt for that 4 spot. I mean, granted, it was a distant chance, but they were still in the hunt. Could have ignited things up here. 3-2 payoff. Found away left side. That should reach down the line, and it will. Their problem has not been their offense, although they're not ranked in the upper echelon of the league, but it's been their pitching staff and just not able to hold leads. That's really been it. They're 11th at the plate, 258. Swinging away, got him, tailing up and in off speed right there. And Belzer, he let that wind kind of help him out too. He kind of took a little something off. It floated up and in, kind of a knuckle effect. I don't think he meant it that way, but that's where the wind took it. 2 down as Jabari Henry will step in. They're batting 258. They're 12th in runs, 11th in average. No, that's not good. 9th in home runs, 10th in hits. But they're 11th in ERA, 11th in strikeouts, 11th in average against. Third and walks, popped up behind home plate. Scott is coming back. JC tossed the mask aside, makes the play right down there on just the chin of the canary down there, that big yellow canary. And there's out number 3 in a 1-2-3 inning. So again, Wyatt Ulrich's here because Abreu didn't show up here. And that clears up all that. So for you folks were wondering about that trade and all that, well, that's why Wyatt Ulrich is in the lineup card tonight here with Sioux Falls. Timeout time. You're tuned to the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is JC Escarra of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you got to be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The iconic Ford Bronco and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Price Chopper is here to help you save no matter how you like to shop. Want customized offers delivered to your inbox? You got it. On the go, download the Price Chopper app and redeem rewards points right on your phone. Plus, you can find more great values in the weekly circular or online at mypricechopper.com. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows Price Chopper.
Thinking about starting your next home improvement project? Make sure you call 811 before you dig. Once you call 811, wait a few days for the utilities to mark your yard with paint or flags so that you don't unintentionally dig into an underground utility line. Hitting a buried line can disrupt your neighborhood's utility service, cost money to repair, or cause serious injury or death. Southern Star asks you to protect your community. Dig safely. Call 811.
Hi, this is Darnell Sweeney of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't miss a minute of the action all season long on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Top 2 scoreless. They'll wind the deal for the right-hander, Colby Wyatt. It's right down the middle for a called strike. It's 0-1. Dan Vaughn with you on AA Baseball TV and MixLR. Glad you're on tonight. Wherever you're watching or listening, or maybe watching if you're in the booth camp, it's working tonight. Is at the knee is a called strike. 0-2. Robson at the dish earlier with Kevin Santa was gunned down stealing 2-4. We'll get to the chat for you folks on the radio side in a moment. And a lot of good stuff already. Found away left side. Well, Jacob Robson's been what I would say in a pretty good groove, wouldn't you? I mentioned last night I had the 11 driven in, and that just last week. And here's the 0-2. It's a change away. It's 1-2. Robson batting .306. Last 5 ball games, .450. It's low and inside, rolling to the back. Or not on the back, it's not rolled to the legs of Christopher. He's got 11 hits in his last 10 games, 14 RBIs, 5 home runs in his last 10. Two balls, 2 strikes, a 2-2. Away 3-2. In the 10 games that he and Matt Adams played, or in that 10-game sample size, he's got 5 home runs. Adams, Big City, had 2. He's got 14 RBIs. He had 5. So 3-2 payoff. Found away left side. That'll tail down the line and out of play. I didn't really tell you about the ballpark here, but I was giving you Price Chopper lineup cards. But it's basically the grandstand goes third base and stops. There's a grass embankment right behind Bill Sobey at third. Kind of a little island there that juts out. Here's the 3-2. Lifted foul out of play. And then the grandstand where we're at, I mean, it's like a normal grandstand, spins around, and it runs down the right field line. You can't actually see the bullpen from here. You can sometimes see them standing, but it whips around and narrows and comes to a narrow end down about the last 20 yards to the corner. It's away, walking ball forward. And we'll put up another runner aboard. Robson, the second Monarchs runner. Santa aboard with the single earlier. Scoreless in the second. Then right down that foul pole, it narrows. Again, it's as far as steps from where the folks are sitting at the corner of the grandstand, right side. Only about 5 steps to that left right field line. My lefts and rights here. Sorry about that. Then it goes down the corner. And it juts around. There's a little party area that goes around the fair foul pole and right behind the right fielder, Connor Blair. Up and in for a ball to John Hernandez. Then the wall picks up from there, and then it goes around. But again, the grandstand, kind of almost a J shape. Green seats below the boxes, and then the upper level is 2 different kinds of seats. The upper level is the bench back seats, like a bench back bleacher seat. In the middle level for the walkway is a seat back blue seat. It doesn't flip up and down. It's kind of I call them old school bucket seats, really. Not a bucket, but here's the 1-0. Foul back, change, it was up and in. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Did I mention that grass where the kids will play on the left side, third baseline, and goes down to the corner. Kansas City's bullpen's hard to see from here. You're down beyond that. They're around the back end of that grass pullout right there, and that's where the Monarchs pen will be, where they'll be if there's ever any action tonight. Ball to strike. Robson leads at first. Throwback over, back in there. 5 stolen bases. Again, they put the new video board in a couple of years ago. It is straight to center field, just to the right a bit. 410 to straightaway center. And the right of the board, it goes to 359. And I talked about this last time. The angled walls, there goes the runner. Loop down toward left. Come on, sit down. Yeah, wheelbase hit. They'll be at first and second. Robson had a hold right there to make sure that ball got down. When it did, he's puts the Jets back on, but he can't get to third. He's at second. Hernandez a single, first and second for Casey Gillespie. What you got to watch here is that outfield wall and right, because the wall's angle. And if the ball hits there true on the wall right behind you, it bounces straight back. But the angled portions, it'll shoot back toward the right field line. If it hits the 359, the 320 one will shoot back towards center. Great havoc if you're not playing it right. You're not used to playing it out there right. There's Gillespie. Casey had the night off last night. Takes the breaking ball at the knees. They're called strike 1-1. Gillespie 276. He's doing well in this ballpark. On the road, he's at 308 as well. Tailing away from the ball. Still a memory of a home run he hit to right last year that was way over the top of the wall, into the parking lot, bounced up, and it bounced about halfway up the light standards height, and then it bounced again high enough for the wall. It was like unreal what he hit. 1-1, swinging a roller foul right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So you got to watch the angles here. That's the thing about the angles. He's hitting 333 against the Canaries this year. 11 driven in, but no home runs this season. Had a pair last year. 1-2, grounded sharply, but foul. It's on the first base line. And the rest of those dimensions, again, it's tricky because that right field play can really be tough if you're not used to playing here. You'll see see before the ball shot off that 359 side of the sign, the alley, and rolled right past the outfielder going against the grain there. You didn't see it. There's the 1-2. Out away left side. Official capacity of 4,462. The original part of the grandstand that was left over from the 1960s was built in 64. And they added all the other part in 93 and then so on. They put this press facility and the suites up in 2000. Kind of just Pasted on. Another paste on here. With the second, Wyatt, the 1-2. Foul back, looked out to her left there. .410 to straightaway. That big green batter's eye. And it's a tall wall out there, dang near 3 stories. Ball, 2 strikes, first and second. They lead. Good speed here, too. These guys run a while. Casey finds an alley. 1-2 on the outside corner, breaking ball, and he got him. Did Wyatt. Earlier, that was a ball to Sweeney. It's a strike to Gillespie, and oh well. J.C. Escada, J.C. had a home run this week. Steps in, hit his 10th 2 nights ago, 286. Comes the short order K right now, the Super Sioux Falls Canary fan. He always puts the K's up and zoom down the line. Remember that? Like a patty melt, please, and some tots. A shake. There's one line to the right field line toward the corner. That's a little early, though. That'll be off toward the party area. That party area I mentioned down there around the right field corner, it's hard for me to see it from here because the railing's in my way, but that wrap around those high tabletops. Then to the right of that in foul territory, there's a little party deck down there with some umbrellas, and above it, some more picnic area seats. Some folks can mill about and kind of have a good old time down the party deck here in Sioux Falls. 1 out, first and second, the 0-1. Breaking ball away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, and it scored his second inning. Nana Jen says she feels like the new kid who moved to the neighborhood a month before the end of the school year. Yes. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're the new kid. We're glad you're along. 1-1. Here's one towered out towards center field. Under his Quiggle, he'll make the play. Will they try to attack? No, they won't. They'll hold right there. Throw comes back in a short, and there's out number 2. When that ball came back in, it kind of a short bounce. You can clearly see the field turf effect here because Quiggle's throw hits the ground right in front of Martinez, the cutoff man. And those little pebbles, little black pellets pop up. It's the little granules more than anything else. They're not. I used to think, and originally I think they were kind of more circular, but these are more just shavings, and that's how they are now. They're like little shavings of rubber that make this turf and give it kind of a give, and then you'll see that pop up once in a while. Here's Pete. Cosma, 286. Pair of RBIs last night, a homer, 46. Dribbled in. He takes it in the outside corner, 1-1. Scoreless in the second. Yeah, you can come out and meet all the kiddos next Monday. Oh, man. And no, you can't come touch the mic, all right? You can't do that. Here's the 0-1. Laid off, doesn't matter. Breaking ball, it's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. I can see Stino standing outside the booth going, doink, doink, doink. Oh, man. Clouds above us here. The blue sky's kind of peeling it out, but it's been a beautiful day. It rained on the way up, but nothing here today. Here's the 0-2. Laid off, or did he appeal? He did going around. Yeah, he did. Oh, well. Cosma kind of says, yeah, whatever, and walks away. But Jeff Head decided to ring him up right there, and I think that's just a 50 call there. Flip the coin. Yep, this time he went around, and next time not. No runs. Hit, left prepare. We're through 1.5. Kansas City and Sioux Falls. We are scoreless. You're tuned to the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is JC Escarra of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
At Swope Health, we're ready to be part of the team to care for you and your family. You can find us throughout the community, providing coordinated health services and quality, whole-person care to keep you in the game. From primary care and pediatrics to dental care, women's health, behavioral health, and more. With a network of clinics across the metro area, we are proud to provide accessible, compassionate care to all members of our community. This is what healthy feels like.
for 129 years. Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2 has been shaping the Kansas City skyline and communities, with Local 2 members working on area hospitals, providing safe, comfortable conditions for doctors to treat their patients. We turn our attention to help in the fight against childhood cancer by supporting Noah's Bandage Project. Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2, working on, in, and for the community.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you got to be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight, the iconic Ford Bronco, and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Hi, this is Jordan Martinson of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't miss a minute of the action all season long on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Well, I get back home on Thursday. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick the car up. I'm going to get in said car and drive to Price Chopper. And, of course, Price Chopper makes it easy to get groceries on your schedule. Shop in-store when you want to. Order online for easy pickup or delivery. Ground ball to third. There's Sweeney on the couple of soft bounces for Connor Blair on the first one away. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows Price Chopper. And I just may order and go in on Thursday and just save myself the walking around the store because I'm sure I'll be dragging hearts. One down here in the second. It's Jay McChesky will stamp in. 248, 13 homers. Hometown Whites for them. I didn't tell you that either. They got the Whites tonight, and over at third, my old friend Pascal Santiago, who I've got to catch up with this weekend. I've done a poor job of being mates with him. We have go back a number of years, and every time I try to get down there, he's done, and I get down there, he's doing something, and here's the 1-0. Ground ball sharply right side, 3-4 hole. It skips on through to right field, and the Canaries have their first hit. One of y'all, I'm not sure which, was saying on the chat line about Belzer's kind of resurgence, and it's been a resurgence. He's been really, really good. 4-2 and a 4.01 coming in. Last time out, he went 6 innings, 3 earned against Lincoln, a walk and 6 strikeouts. Since coming back from the injury list, you'd be right on. Just away with it, 1-0. He's gone 1-0. Now, throw that out, right? Because the team, since that time, I believe, team's gone 2-3 in its starts, and that's sort of misleading too. 1-0 is low and inside. Let's see those couples. Yeah, one was a bullpen. All bullpen losses. 3 losses were bullpen losses. So only decision he got was a 7-4 win on the 16th of August. But anyway, here's the 2-0. At the knees, are called strike 2 and 1. He's gone 28 innings since his return, 9 earned runs, 20 strikeouts, a 2.89 ERA. His ERA, a shade under a run and a third lower than what his season is. Low and inside for the ball, 3-2, or 3-1 rather. He's got a shot tonight with a quality start to get that ERA under 4. And 3 consecutive quality starts. 3 balls a strike, middle place for 2. There's high and away, walking ball 4, and Taka's aboard. Houston Apollo's aboard, so a little threat for the Canaries. Monarchs had a couple aboard a moment ago, and now against Sioux Falls this year, Belzer a 3.38. He's made 2 starts against him, 8 innings, 11 hits, 3 runs, 2 strikeouts. Just thought that was a odd number, but and the bat, Angelo Ottavilla will step in. There it is at the knees. They're called strike 1-1. And on the road for Belzer, he's got a 3.59, 3-1 in 42 2/3 innings. He's Then slightly better on the road. Here's a ground ball right side. Gillespie's there to second for one, and they're only going to get one as Belzer gets over. But that was hit soft enough that Casey's only play is going to second, and then he's getting back to first. But Kaza just puts it in his pocket right there. On the third goes Michael Chesky. Takas retired 4-6. Retired 3-6. Montevilla fielder's choice is Shimway Christopher. Now, this is a guy you got to worry about. He's been good against the Monarchs this year. Left side. 171. Missing inside for the ball. Corners 2 down, 1 ball, no strikes. Snap though back to first, back in there. Christopher has got 10 RBIs. He's only batting .214 against Kansas City. He's 6 of 23, but he's got, or he's 6 of 28 rather, but he's got a homer and 10 RBIs. Throw back to first. He leads the Canaries against Kansas City this year. Only guy here that's even close would be John Nestor's got 6 RBIs, and LaValle was scratched tonight. He's got 4. Miguel Chesky's got 4. Pitch high for the ball. Wyatt Ulrich's got 5, but again, he's lapped the field. He's got 10 RBIs against Kansas City, and he has a 2-0 count here. And the bat went to Tennessee Wesley, and he's from the British Virgin Islands. 2-0 popped up out of play over our heads here. Back to Belzer. Overall this year, the team is 7-6 when he pitches. So, but whoever, somebody earlier said in our chat line on MixLR, they'd be right on. He's really, really rounding into form here and trying to dodge damage in the second to score the second inning. 2-1. There it is on the outside corner. Change of pace. 2-2. Even the count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Christopher steps out, swings once, taps the shoes. He's got the long locks hanging out of that batting helmet. 35 with that hometown white. Throw back to first, back in there. I'll ask him. I actually think I'm going to try it. I've done the pickup before. I haven't delivered, is what you're asking. 2-2 high, 3-2. Oh, no. I have done pickup. I have done pickup. Now the one by me over in Bonner Springs was a breeze. But of course I did it. And that's probably what I should have done this week, but I didn't realize I was running out of time on yesterday. I should have done that already and gone the next day. That's what I usually do. There goes runner to second, 3-2. Hit out toward right center field. Malik Smith is over. He'll circle around. He'll make the play, and there'll be out number 3. But Christopher had a chance, but doesn't add to his 10 RBIs against the Monarchs this year. No runs, a hit, no errors, 2 left. Through 2. Belzer and company rolling right along here. We're scoreless on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network. Hey, how about this tomorrow night? It'll be fight night tomorrow. I want to tell you about it right here is DB's special message on the Rock and Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Oh, you know what? I don't think I sound really that good at that. But, hey, Dan Vaughn with your voice of the Monarchs. I want to tell you about this weekend. Going to be a big-time event right here at Legends Field, Saturday, August 27th. 10 pro fights, MMA, bare knuckle fighting, and boxing, all at the ballpark. A fight night and then some. Boy, all kinds of fights going on. Tickets and VIP packages right now at rockandrumblefightnight.com. That's rockandrumblefightnight.com. That's a lot of words there. Try it again. rockandrumblefightnight.com. Pre-fight concert, exotic car show, cigar and bourbon bar, and the Rock and Rumble Ring Girls. All of that at Legends Field this weekend. I'm telling you, fight night like none other. MMA, old school bare knuckle fighting like back in the day. We do a lot of that back in the day talk about baseball. Well, how about bare knuckle? Come on, buddy. Put your dukes up. In boxing as well. All that. 10 pro fights right at Legends Field this weekend, Saturday, August 27th. Come and join us. Rock and Rumble FightNight.com. Ready for some Let's Get Ready to Rumble? I'm going to try it again. Let's get ready to rumble this weekend right here at Legends Field in Kansas City. Put your dukes up. Let's get ready to rumble.
Don't forget to stay up to date on the latest Monarchs news by following us on all our social media channels. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and even TikTok. We promise you won't be disappointed. Now go ahead and click that follow button.
Hey Monarchs fans, this is Brandon Coach of your Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Al Dylan Harris, Knoxville, Tennessee native, will step in his first at bat as a road Monarch. He went 0 for 3 last night, had a great defensive play, and he takes the first one away for the ball, 1-0, and he was the beer batter tonight too. Don't know if that was a good call or bad call. I don't know. Laid off one low, 2-0. They oftentimes ask the visiting broadcaster, what do you think about our beer batter tonight? And they couldn't make their mind up because there were several candidates, and it was 2-0. It's away 3-0. And the thing was, they had a good crowd on hand tonight. And they wanted to make sure they had some thirsty patrons to enjoy the beer batter. And said, well, he was 0 last night. He had a couple strikeouts. I mean, I don't know. 3-0. It was on the outside corner, 3-1. I said, John Hernandez struck out twice, but he also hit 2 balls last night. Of course, the night before he hit a bomb and struck out. So, I mean, there's that. Here's the 3-1. Laid off. He walked in ball 4, so it apparently did not work for them. So there's a leadoff man aboard here. Monarchs have had another leadoff man aboard. Well, actually, pardon me, a leadoff man aboard last inning. First inning, a 1-out single. So traffic in first 2 frames, and once again in this one. All right, you folks on the channel, MixLR on the radio side, we're glad you're here. Let's see here. You're watching us on AA Baseball. We're glad you're along, but this is the radio chat we have interactively going. And go back to first. By the way, they upgraded MixLR's app and all that, and I got the new whatever, and it's kind of cool, but I'm having a hard time getting used to the color. Shunga Bunt lays it down the first base line, and Wyatt will field. He won't field. He tumbles now. The hat goes flying off. He winds up getting to his feet again. That's an infield single, I do believe. A little push bunt down that first base line for Malik Smith, and the Monarchs have something going here. Wyatt's got to field that from behind. He does, and he scoops at it. He's running at the ball, and he's scooping at the same time. And he instead of scooping with his glove going forward toward the bag, he tries to scoop the other way around, and he scoops it right behind him, and he goes tumbling by it. And so the Monarchs here with Kevin Santa. Single his last time. Corners think something's coming. Let's see. He shows a bunt. He will pull back, and it is low for the ball, 1-0. It's either under pressure or ice baby, right? Ripped. Shows a bunt, lays it down. He taps it foul behind the plate. White University of Richmond, also Cornell. Yeah, tough schools. Or that's that ain't no joke. Those two right there. Those couple places you got to have a little SAT action to get into. 1-1 back 2-1. It's not Lubbock, or maybe for you folks back there, it's not Manhattan. Nothing against Manhattan or Lubbock, but Cornell and Richmond are, I believe, pretty tough schools, aren't they? Hey, school's tough if you don't go. Trust me. 2-1. Liner right side. Base hit down the line of the corner. That's going to score a run. Racing for two is Kevin Santa. Stop sign goes up. He's got a stand-up double. It's 1-0 Kansas City as Dylan Harris scores. And the Monarchs have a lead on the Kevin Santa 33rd RBI. And we like to say, Santa delivers. But he didn't lay the bunt down that time, did he? And we've seen that time and time again for the Monarchs over the last couple of years, really going back to when Joe was skipper in the T-Bones version. The sack bunt's a real small part of their arsenal, really. Sweeney will line it foul out of play. The Breeze will carry it to the upper reaches, maybe out of the ballpark there as those alternating yellow and blue flags atop the grandstand blowing over my right shoulder. But yeah, a team that only had 2 sacrifices last year. One of those came the last game of the season. You're going to see more of it this year because of the fact you've got some different pieces, obviously. Breaking ball, the outside corner called strike 0-2. Because of a guy like Malik Smith, and you're going to see more of that. But 1-0 Monarchs here in the third inning, second and third, nobody out. It's a Sweeney foul back, and Darnell chasing the breaking ball from the right-hander who's 6'1", 180, 24-year-old. And it's been 3 years in the Ivy League and then 1 year in the A-10 there at Richmond. He got that extra year because of the COVID situation, which a lot of guys took advantage of. 0-2. Tap foul behind Bill Sobey at third and goes foul there. Sweeney 280 against the Canaries this year. 2 long balls and 7 driven in. Two at second and third. 1-0 Kansas City. Swinging a foul back. And Sweeney's had a good go in 83 ball games, 348 against right-handed pitchers. And he's got 10 of his long balls, 32 of his RBIs coming in that spot. Second and third. Wyatt will stretch and set out the letters. Here's the pitch. Sweeney will ground it right side. Should score the run. It will. Fielding is going to be Ottaville. He'll field and go to first base to retire Sweeney. But Darnell has his 46th RBI. Coming home to score from third is Malik Smith. It's 2-0 Kansas City. Robinson goes to third. All right, Robinson goes to third. Robson comes up the plate, pardon me. I got my scorecard all a mess here. Robson will step in. That's what I meant to say. It's one foul out of play down the out of left side. That's where the parking lot. Look out. And where our bus was, I think the bus has gone back across the street, though. Michael may have moved us over there. We stay literally across the parking lot. We're right there. Low for the ball. 1-1. Kevin Santa still stands at third. He's got the double, the RBI. Kansas City has a 2-0 lead here. Scoreboard says 1-0, but it's 2-0. Infield drawn in. Runner at third and one down. 1-1. And Cy missing here. It's 2-1 and a good count right here. Last year, Colby Wyatt, his pro season number 1, he went 1-5 at a 4.09 in 32 ball games, made 3 starts, 55 innings. Pitch tailing away 3-1. Scoreboard may have lost the count there, but yeah, 3 balls a strike. Yeah, that's what plate umpire Jordan Sandberg's got. There, now it's 2-0. Infield drawn in. Runner third. One down. There's the pitch. Ground ball sharply right to second, though. Snagging it's out to Villa. He'll throw to first and holding Kevin Santa third base. That's exactly why you have the infield drawn in. It's right at him. Sharply. He's got to make the play, and he does. And it's right at the drawn in second baseman. So out number 2. Still 2-0 Kansas City. John Hernandez. He's still blowing kind of. Seems like it's blowing a little harder now. Sun makes his way behind us. Foul away, right side, souvenir time. So no balls, a strike. And does have to play to the right side. Jan is trying to look like Jan again, isn't he? The 0-1. Foul back, and it's 0-2. And I wonder, too, and this is something we probably could ask Joe about. You know, he was playing every other day that first, 8-9 days when he came off the shelf. And it sounded like Joe, when he got him, he wanted to kind of protect him as much as he could, but really was hard to just keep him down. He was so excited to be out there every day, and he works his tail off down there. And we saw him yesterday. Adam and I walked right by him in the cage about 2:30. He was out there a good 45 minutes before anybody else was out there. 0-2. Just missing away 1 and 2. But I wonder how much, just getting back in the groove, playing every day, and it seemed like just my chatting with him, that's sort of what he said. One ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2. Little roller toward third, slowly rolling, could be trouble. Charging, now no, throw to first, not in time. Run will score. Little soft roller on the third baseline. Takas came down, so did Wyatt off the mound. Cap goes flying off, and Jan Hernandez flying down that line. He just drives in a third run as Kevin Santa scores. And Hernandez has his 67th marker for Kansas City. 3-0 Monarchs in this third inning. Well, the folks tuning in, I just got a text that we have some listeners/viewers in a rain delay right now. How about that? Thank you very much. We're glad you're along tonight. And get the tarp out. Ground ball sharply to second. Right there is Angelo Altavilla. He'll field and go to first base. And take care, Gillespie, 4-3 in the books for out number 3. Kansas City grabbing 3 runs in the inning, though. Coming on the 1-2-3 hits in the inning. And a man left. We're through 2.5. Kansas City, a 3-0 lead. You're tuned to the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network. More from South Dakota after this.
Hi, this is Malik Smith with Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
Fans, are you thirsty? Village West Discount Liquors has the best selection at the best prices. Located just blocks from Legends Field, we welcome you before or after the game. With over 8,000 square feet of fabulous wines, spirits, premium cigars, domestic and imported beers, Village West Discount Liquors has everything you need to enjoy the game. We do special orders too. Great games begin at Village West Discount Liquors. We are your pre- and post-game headquarters. Located at 110th Parallel in KTK.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time and speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Price Chopper is here to help you save no matter how you like to shop. Want customized offers delivered to your inbox? You got it. On the go, download the Price Chopper app and redeem rewards points right on your phone. Plus, you can find more great values in the weekly circular or online at mypricechopper.com. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows Price Chopper.
This is Nick Belzer of the Kansas City Monarchs. This is where legends play all season long, right here on Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Back at Sioux Falls, 3-0 Kansas City, and a lot of folks are watching and tuned in across the league tonight. Rain delay going on in Fargo tonight, and I want to tell our friends in Fargo and in Canada and across the association, first off, hello. When you come to Kansas City, hope you'll come and see our partners at Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City, historic 18th and Vine, where history touches home. They're our partners in this wonderful baseball journey we call the American Association. I mean, it's a life-changing experience. Think about the greatness of Buck O'Neil, Satchel Paige, and the pioneers of the Negro Leagues. 18th and Vine in LBM, where history touches home, was the first one to Kona Quiggle's line back of the box and nearly took off the cabeza of Nick Belzer there, and he's allowed his second hit here in this third inning, and second hit in the ball game, but in the third inning. But again, NLBM.com, where history touches home. Buck O'Neil, of course, in the Hall of Fame this year. It was his brainchild, and now Bob Kendrick carries that flame, and we do as well with the Monarchs, and hope you will check out our partners at Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, historic 18th and Vine in our beautiful city. 3-0 Kansas City on 5 hits, lead-off man aboard here, back to the top of the card for the Canaries here. Martinez popped to first, his first time up, and Belzer corkscrews one of the inside corner. It's a called strike, and it's 0-1. Talked about Belzer's fine work the last 3 times out. He has been on the money. Here's the 0-1. A little bit away for the ball, 1-1. Ball 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. A little away for the ball, 2-1. Yeah, tonight on the Monarchs 101. I don't know if you guys heard it, but it was one of my favorite ones that I've done in a while. Well, they're all favorite. I shouldn't say that because we find something new every time we unearth the Monarchs 101s, don't we? There's always something new we learn, and I learned a lot about Satchel today that I didn't know about. 2-1. Low for the ball, 3-1, which is hard to say because Satchel Paige has got so much to talk about, right? But apparently, Frank Floyd, the trainer of the Monarchs for 30 years in their heyday, J.L. Wilkinson assigns him to Satchel Paige in 1941 and says, that's your guy. 3-1, it's away, ball 4. He walked him, so first and second, free transportation. And they're aboard here with tying run batting in this third inning. But, Satchel basically, for the better part of his career, Frank Floyd was the personal assistant. He was the team trainer, but he really did more than that. But he was also the guy that was responsible, and Satchel said over the years, getting his arm back in shape in 1941. And, of course, he make the big leagues 7 years later as the first one misses inside to Ulrich. 1 ball, no strikes. 3-0 Kansas City, but trouble brewing here. Canaries have a couple on the pond, and Bells are trying to right the ship, get a shutdown inning. There's one drop towards short. There's Cosby. He'll touch for 1. On to first. Pitcher's best mate, 6. Turn him and burn him, 3. The old pitcher's best mate right there. It's Martinez unassisted at second. And then Wyatt on the Burnham, 6-3. Jabari Henry still dangerous here, though he popped out behind the plate earlier. Out-of-town board brought to you by Price Chopper. Pardon me, by Swope Health, rather. I got Price Chopper in my mind tonight. Swope Health, the exclusive healthcare partner of your Monarchs. 5th inning, Milwaukee 1, King County nothing. The Milk on top by a score of 1-0 in the 5th. Popped up our way over the head and out of the parking lot. Then across the Milwaukee metro area in Oconomowoc, it's 1-1 Sioux City and Lake Country. Bottom 4th inning. At O'Hare tonight, as those big wide bodies fly over, Gary leads 2-1 in the third. 0-1. Line to left, that's a base hit. That'll be a RBI for Jabari Henry. He'll motor to first. He thinks about second. He puts the brakes on, and It's 3-1, no shutdown inning here. 81st RBI for Henry. It's just in. He's pretty good, right? He's a machine. Also serves their hitting coach, too. But Henry now with 81 RBIs at third in the association. Rest of the board tonight, Cleveland leading Lincoln 1-0, bottom third inning. And then Winnipeg and Fargo are delayed due to rain right now. I just saw a photo from up there on the outside corner called strike 1-1. Our mate Chad is up there and feeling a sit, but no balls a strike. 3-1 KC in the third inning. Cue ball foul. It's 0-2 to Connor Blair. Yeah, and the story about Frank Floyd, though, and I didn't know this. This is what I didn't know about. I didn't know some of the things he did besides being the trainer, and he was the first black chiropractor in Kansas City, but he also made a concoction to help Satchel's stomach. Blow it away 1-2, and the Kansas City Call made a joke in the paper that the concoction might have been something that he used on the mules on his farm, but apparently whatever it was good enough for Page, and he was able to calm his stomach down over the years, and it turned into a bit of a bit as well. Here's the 1-2. Inside missing 2-2. And about 8 years ago, there was an auction for this old wooden box that said KC Monarchs on it. It was discovered inside the box was the actual beakers and a little shaker, that the martini shaker that Floyd would use to make the concoction to take the Floyd or take the Page on the mound. 2-2. Swinging a roller foul, though. It's a backspin on third base side. So when Page would get a couple of walks, according to Buck O'Neill, Page would get some trouble, and here comes Floyd out carrying this wooden suitcase, and he would come out, and he'd actually mix the little mix right there on the spot, and Satchel would drink it in front of 15,000 fans, and he'd be all good. Go out and strike out the batter and be done with it, right? 2-2. Swinging a roller jam towards short, charges Cosma. Bear paw, off balance to the first, and got him. Oh, yeah, big bang boom. Pete Cosma, big league play right there for the Tulsa man right there. Oh, yeah, that's a great play. 6-3 the Bucks. That's why he's the best in the American Association right there. No runs, 2 hits. Might have been 1 run. I got my ones and twos messed up. 1 run on 2 hits. Left a man. We're through 3. It's 3-1 Kansas City. Quick timeout. You're 2 to the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. Just move on. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Feed your hunger for savings with the Price Chopper app. Download the app and watch your rewards points grow and grow. Then use it to redeem points for free items at Price Chopper or discounts on gas at Quick Trip. You can also use the app to browse the weekly ad, find digital coupons, fill prescriptions, and more. Get the Price Chopper app today and start saving even more. For the best rewards program in town, Kansas City knows Price Chopper.
This is Matt Hall of the Kansas City Monarchs. This is where legends play all season long, right here on Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Now the twilight takes over in South Dakota as it's a 3-1 Monarchs lead. On to the fourth we go. Kansas City with 5 hits. South Dakotans have 3 as round enjoying the evening so far. First with a change of pace in the outside corner to J.C. Escada. It's 1-1. J.C. a fly to center. First time up. 3-1 Kansas City. Bobby White deals. A little bit low for the ball. Back to the chat in a moment. There are folks tuning in on the radio side. We love you guys. And the mates, if we call them, don't call you guys that. It's 68 pitches here for White. He missed away with it. Yeah, we call the radio folks the mates. It's M8. Mate. Right? 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1. Low for the ball, 3-1. Well, let's see what I'm missing here, you guys. Tonight. Where is everybody on the radio side tonight? Everybody's like, it's Friday night. I guess that's what it is, right? It's Friday night. Where's everybody? 3-1. He's with towered out to right field, drifting back on the run at the warning track, at the wall. That ball's going to be gone. See you later. A solo home run for J.C. Escada. He will touch them all. It's 4-1 Kansas City. He's got his 11th, 32nd RBI. See you later in team home run 156. 4-1 Monarchs. See you later, man. Oh, man. The wind here ain't no joke, right? I mean, that's in the teeth. That breeze is blowing from right to left and basically back across here, back to the third base bag, and that thing carrying in that teeth of the wind, I mean, blowing right at it. Just clearing the wall out there, and right about 3:59 or so as Cosma takes it low and inside. It had a sound to it, but again, my concern was, I mean, you can hear that wind blowing right back at us. Would it fight through it? And it did. It had something to fight through on it. Cosmo fouled away right side. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. But Old Glory and the maple leaf are flying right back in our face. And Cosmo said, in front of me, Escara said, meh. No big deal. One. Cosmo takes it on the knees. Called strike 1 and 2. Pete made a great play a moment ago. Throw back to Wyatt, got away. And lights aglow. In a few moments, we'll see the spires, the twin spires on the bluff overlooking the city of Sioux Falls come alive. And the cathedral will come up and light up in orange. It's a beautiful horizon when it does. 1-2, low 2-2. We sit, if you've not been up here, we're kind of northwesterly on the edge of town. The airport is just due to our north, maybe a half mile at the most. 2-2. Outside corner called strike 3 in the books backwards there. And Wyatt has strikeout number 4. Which means we'll put the crowd mic up so you hear the zzz. They picked the wrong beer batter tonight, didn't they? Lieutenant batting Dylan Harris out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Takes it at the knees. A called strike 1-1. 4-1 Kansas City on 6 hits. You'll hear the short order here on the crowd mic. He walks right by the crowd mic. That's why you can hear it so well. Swinging away. Here we go. There you go. Just order me a patty melt. Bounce again for a ball 1-2. It's just like an old school diner. You write the order down and you put it in a little wire and it goes zzz, back in the kitchen. That's exactly what that is. It's the old school greasy spoon wire, zip line, whatever. 1-2, grounded sharply to first, but right there on 2 skips is Michael Chesky. He'll do it by himself. Out number 2 here this 4th inning. 4-1 Kansas City. Yeah, we face that direction toward the city, and then it goes, there's a bluff, and I walk it today. I love walking that area. There's a Japanese garden about 2 blocks away from here, a little walking area with this lake, and this little lake is kind of dammed up. It's part of the Little Sioux River, but there's a little garden area, and there's a little fishing pond out there, and ducks and geese and all that, swinging away to Malik Smith. But that bluff slowly rises, and that kind of overlooks the city of Sioux Falls, and it drops down into the Little Sioux River and the Little Sioux, actually the falls itself, and downtown Sioux Falls over the bluff and center. The 0-1, Malik's will bounce it foul right side. It's 0-2. That cathedral sits on the top of that bluff and looks over the city. Base is clear. 4-1 KC in this 4th inning. Swinging away, got it. And the Monarchs grab a run. The inning, the solo shot on the blast from J.C. Escotter. Nobody left. Through 3.5. Kansas City now 4-1 lead. Year 2 to the Kansas City Monarchs. Broadcast Network.
Do you have a piece of real estate that you're thinking of selling but don't want the hassle with all the baggage that comes with a realtor? Consider KC Property Guys, a highly rated homebuyer located right here in Kansas City. Avoid doing repairs, no more cleaning, forego the realtor showings, contract negotiations, buyers falling through, and long closings. KC Property Guys are actual cash buyers, trusted, professional, and local. Visit KC Property Guys today at kcpropertyguys.com.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
At Swope Health, we're ready to be part of the team to care for you and your family. You can find us throughout the community, providing coordinated health services and quality whole person care to keep you in the game. From primary care and pediatrics to dental care, women's health, behavioral health, and more. With a network of clinics across the metro area, we are proud to provide accessible, compassionate care to all members of our community. This is what healthy feels like.
This is Jacob Robson of your Kansas City Monarchs. This is your home for Reign Reborn, the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
On a 4th and Belzer's first pitch is fouled back by Trey McChesky here. 4-1 Kansas City, 4th inning. Run for some water, and we're all ready to go. The 0-1. Found away again, left side. Michael Chesky singled in the second. Check the gas tank here for Mr. Belzer, who's on the 43 pitches. Here's the pitch, set up away. Line out toward right, coming in, still coming, and not a play on the bounce there. Robson. He almost went to a dive. You kind of see the body almost kind of barrel roll at it. And he thought, you know what, I better just hold up and play on the bounce right there. And he does. And Lechowski's got a pair of singles here. Aaron Chagas walked his first time. Belzer back to work here. First base side of the rubber. He's been outstanding as of late. Continues to upward climb. Away for the ball. It's 1-0. And like the Red Hawks and goal line has been postponed, it says here, as they pitch at the knees at breaking ball. Doubleheader tomorrow at 5 p.m. Tonight, Redhawks and Gold Eyes have been postponed. Doubleheader tomorrow at 5. So, interesting day, to say the least. They're all interesting days, aren't they? Foul back, 1 and 2. So, good night, Fargo. We'll, in Winnipeg, we will chat with you all tomorrow. Apparently, well, not chat. You guys will probably be checking the score, but glad you guys stopped by for a bit. What are they about? 5 hours north of us? Something like that? 4? 1-2. Line foul outside behind Pascal Santiago. Ricochets back to Darnell. And now we had a little rain coming through Omaha this morning, and really we got north of Kansas City and between Omaha and around Sioux City. But by the time we got to the South Dakota border, although they called for a chance of rain, we dodged it. It is the 1-2. High for the ball 2-2, although a little thin layer on the horizon here, but very nice night, folks. Just enjoying the beautiful late summer's Friday in Sioux Falls. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 4-1 KC in the fourth. There's the pitch from Belzer. Hit out towards center. Coming in is Malik Smith, midway. Still coming. Now, there he makes the play in the jog. And that wind may have blown that one back down a bit, too, because that can teeth the wind up in the chute like that. And Malik's comes in. Absolutely perfect. Sneedo's here tonight. We can't escape him. I saw him last night. He was down there kind of eyeing potential seats for next year, I think. Swinging away to Angelo Ottavilla. He was eyeing potential 2023 early bird specials, perhaps. And Lloyd, middle place for 2. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, bust him in. Boy, that's a dandy right there. That fastball backed up and just grazed in the inner half. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Swinging a wave. See you later. Out number 2, and Belzer has his second punch out of the day. Kansas City, strikeout-wise, and I mentioned this several times the last fortnight or so, that the Monarchs, hit the 800 strikeout mark for the 5th straight year. It all coincides with Joe Capietro coming here. Of course, the first year he was here in 17, the team set a franchise record for strikeouts and led the league that year in strikeouts. First one at low to Shamoy Christopher. 897 back in 17, and since that time, every year the Monarchs have hit 800 strikeouts as a staff. Done it again this year as the 1-0. Anthony's are called strike 1-1. The interesting point is, as I bring that up, the Monarchs just need 34 coming into the Knights and a 32 more to set a new franchise record and perhaps cross the 900 threshold. I mean, be right on it, right? That's never happened. 1-1. High for the ball, 2-1. And to make it even more interesting, this is the crazy part about that number, is that the original number in 2004, 653 strikeouts to the staff. Talk about lapping the field a bit, right? It's 25% more. 2-1. Away 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Iowa man looks over the shoulder. Deals a 3-1 offering. Inside, nearly got Christopher there, and he'll walk him. So first and second, the batter will be Conquiggle. Single last time. Second walk for Nick Belzer. Yeah, I believe, you found them, right? I think you met up with with Belzer's Nick's family down there. Saw them down. I saw somebody come in a KC hat, and I was pretty sure that's who it was. And pretty easy to see Snedo. He's got the cool hometown white with red sleeves. Here's Quiggle swinging away, but it's 0-1. Left-handed stick here. Single run scored. Oh, Weatherford here. I'm sorry. Weatherford down there tonight, too. Gotcha. 0-1. Ground ball right side, slowly rolling. That's off the foot, though, a Quiggle. It's a foul ball. He goes to the wallet. He'll limp it off here. Justino's found the fans down there. Just got a nice text from Jack Michaels saying a doubleheader tomorrow, the voice of the Red Hawks. We start at 6, so they'll be in game 1 when we come on the air at 5:30 in the pregame. And it's an earlier start tomorrow here on Saturday in Sioux Falls. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Liner right side. That's a base hit. Over is Hernandez. The way the runner around. Throw coming up back into second. It's 4-2 on the RBI single for Kona Quiggle. His 38th. Scoring Michael Chesky there. And that's a tough break because Belzer, it looked like it was going to go out of the inning on the ground ball, but it was off the foot. And the RBI single for Quiggles at the top of the card here, Ozzie Martinez, and here comes Matt Hall out. Don't know if anything more than just kind of a conversation how you do it. Matt makes his way out while he does. Tell you about the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Kansas City. For every stolen base this year, I pledged $2. We're already up to 100 stolen bases. That's 200 smackaroos going to the Ronald McDonald House of Kansas City. And if you're not familiar with the Ronald McDonald House, most cities have them, but our city, just like many others, has a great Ronald McDonald House. They're located right there next to Children's Mercy on Cherry Street. Well, anyway, about a home away from home for families of children in our hospitals in our community, whether it be for pediatric cancer, just all kind of different surgeries, whatever it is. And those folks need a place to kind of gather and be with the loved one, that youngster, and keep their spirits up and keep the family spirits up. And Ronald McDonald House does a great job, and I encourage you to check them out. rmhckc.org today, and swinging away to Ozzie Martinez, and all of our stolen bases going to them. And a lot of you folks are joining me on that. I appreciate it, and I know they will too. So much love to go around, right? First and second, 2 down. 4-2 as Belzer puff of air and deals. Down away, it's 0-2, goes to work now. Vito says he thinks about me when he puts on the jersey. I love it. It is the best look in the league. I mean, I like Sioux Falls' look. I like the yellow. I love canary yellow only because I think it's my color. As a large guy, makes me look smaller maybe, or like a big duck. But I think the look's the best, man. 0-2. Inside missing 1-2. I mean, I was talking to Pat about this last night. He handles our merch, and he's such a great guy, does such great work for us. He was asking me, do I really feel that way? I said, absolutely, I feel that way. I mean, people ask me all the time, hey, can you bring me a Monarchs cap or jersey or T-shirt or whatever? 1-2. Swinging away, got him, and there's out number 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and a big strikeout for Belzer with a pair of border right there. They get a run the inning. On 2 hits, leave 2, we're through 4. Kansas City 4. And Sioux Falls 2. Stay tuned. Kansas City Monarchs baseball continues from South Dakota on the Monarchs Broadcast Network. Bueller.
Hi, this is Coach John West of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open a nice cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do, do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you got to be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The iconic Ford Bronco and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
At Swope Health, we're ready to be part of the team to care for you and your family. You can find us throughout the community, providing coordinated health services and quality whole-person care to keep you in the game. From primary care and pediatrics to dental care, women's health, behavioral health, and more. With a network of clinics across the metro area, we are proud to provide accessible, compassionate care to all members of our community. This is what healthy feels like.
This is Casey Gillespie of your Kansas City Monarchs. This is your home for Reign Reborn, the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Big orange ball sinking in the water.
Which one does Doug Meshik work at?
Who?
Doug Meshik?
I don't know who Doug Messick is. He's probably down the hallway, so yes.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that. First one, too. Kevin Santa's called striking one wide. Yeah, he's down the hallway. I'm Dan Vaughn. I don't know who Doug Messick. Well, I know who that is now, but second one is Santa's away for the ball. Apparently, they were watching us at Fargo tonight, and even, like I said hello, Canada as well. They were watching, too. So the rains have stopped, or not stopped, continued. They stopped the game. As Santa steps in there at 2-ball, 1-strike count as it's away, and Kevin on RBI back his last time up. That was in the Monarchs' 3-run third inning. We're top of the fifth, 4-2 Kansas City. Kevin slices it foul. Look out down that grass over there. Santa, Sweeney, and Robson. Yeah, that's my new nickname for doing things that I shouldn't be doing. My name is Doug Messick. 2 foul back. We had a friend of ours growing up in high school named Doug Wolf, and I love the guy, number 23, my high school football team. It's Friday night. I always think about the numbers of the guys I played with and Friday Night Lights and all that. But we used to always use his name for anything wrong. Here's a 2-2. Popped up left side over in foul territory. The wind will carry it into the grass. And look out, kiddos. So I remember, the long story short, went to a Jimmy Buffett concert. We all got in trouble, had fake IDs, and we all gave the same name because he went there. We were all Doug Wolf, right? And anytime you were like doing something that you shouldn't be doing, and of course back then you didn't have, caller ID. Well, they started having caller ID, but 2-2. Ground ball right side, slowly rolling, ranging over is Altavilla. He'll field in time to grab Santa 4-3. Well, anyway, I remember a couple times you get scared. You call, some girl and you'd be scared because you're like, oh no, and her parents answered. Son, don't be calling this late. It's 9 o'clock, right? This is, you're like, oh, okay, well tell her Doug Wolf called, right? That was always the fallback. We were Doug Wolf. So that would be my new Doug Wolf. His number 23 is not retired. We just pitch away to Darnell Sweeney. I remember vividly because I actually called this one girl's parents were just not happy. And I'm like, well, just okay. Here's the 1-0. Foul back. It's not WD-40 because I did call her back in the day, but it wasn't her. Her parents were pretty cool. They probably didn't. They probably just unplugged the phone. Her parents just unplugged the phone at a certain time. But I remember calling and, no, who is this? That's who we always were. It was our default. Here's the 1-1. Foul back 1-2. The Chicago Bulls, yeah. The Bulls retired his number. Wait, if he knew I was talking about him on the radio, he'd be like, what? If I didn't know this. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped up, left side, drifting out is Martinez, a shortstop. Taka's the third baseman. A call, though. He'll make the play. 2 steps with the grass that's real in the outfield, the grass that's fake in the infield meet, and he makes the play there for out number 2. Yeah, and Doug turned out to be a really good guy. He had a landscaping company and home company, and he turned out okay. He's living up in just one little bouncer, sharply right side. Great diving play by Altavilla on the first. The throw is wide though, and off the bag there, boy, Michael Chesky, and they think that Robson was down the baseline, but he was trying to dodge, I think, the ball, the glove, and the body of Michael Chesky. A great dive by Altavilla and a smash, but the throw, Robson has to jump over Michael Chesky. That's the right call there. Now, Mike Meyer's out because, yes, Robson's out of the baseline. If he stays in the baseline, he either lands on Michael Chesky's hamstring with spikes, steps on his back with spikes, or his head with spikes. I'm not so sure what he's supposed to do. The guy, Michael Chesky's in the way. He rolls him over and steps on him, or he tries to go around him and kind of pirouettes over him, and it takes his body out of the baseline as he goes by the first base bag. And, I mean, at a safety of both young men there. And what do you want to do? You want to pull him over and just get an elbow in the head or step right on his back? You know, the Canaries are squawking here, but Altavilla made a nice play, but that's a hard error right there. I'm watching that again on the replay. Well, they didn't show it all there, so they're going to say E4 and I don't know about that one. That was a tough one. It was a hard smash by Altavilla. Throw back to first. Robson back in there. And the outside corner called strike 1-1 to John Hernandez. Yeah, well, granted, I was a bit of a delinquent in high school, but I did go to let me pull the curtain back. We weren't, I did go to a private school, so there's that. Although there's always danger getting kicked out, so there's that. I did get some home a lot. There's that. But I was very blessed with really cool parents, and my mom's still alive, and she's the greatest, and I love her dearly. She's probably watching my brother coach football tonight, although they're 9:40 in the East, so they may be wrapped up about right now. But she's a huge sports mom. Here's the 0-1. Kind of low and away, 1-1. And they knew, and there was 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl. My sister's the youngest, right? So what do boys do? What boys do, right? They didn't try to corral us too much. We knew the lines across, and I knew that if there was always a chance that if I did not get right, I'd be in some serious, you know what? Here's the 1-1. Swinging a wave, RBI earlier for John, and 1 ball, 2 strikes. But yeah, my old mate Doug Wolf turned out great, and very good man of faith, and he is living in it's not Alvarado, it's the wrong town. It's the Melissa, Texas, just north of Allen and McKinney. Up that way off 75. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2. Get out to it right center field. Over in the gap is Quiggle still going. There he is, though, tracks it down for out number 3. That will do it there. About 2 months ago, some old buddies from high school got together, and they did listen to part of the game. So one of our broadcasts, they have tuned in before. But anyway, no runs, no hits. There's an error, man, left through 4.5. Kansas City, a 4-2 lead. You're tuned to the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is Brandon, coach of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
put it on my finger. I picked up my guitar.
Thinking about starting your next home improvement project? Make sure you call 811 before you dig. Once you call 811, wait a few days for the utilities to mark your yard with paint or flags so that you don't unintentionally dig into an underground utility line. Hitting a buried line can disrupt your neighborhood's utility service, cost money to repair, or cause serious injury or death. Southern Star asks you to protect your community. Dig safely. Call 811.
Hi, Monarchs fans. Dan Vaughn, voice of the Monarchs. I want to tell you about a charity I feel very strongly about and support here at the Metro Kansas City area. That's the Ronald McDonald House Charities in Kansas City. The Ronald McDonald House Charities serves families whose children are receiving treatment for serious illnesses like pediatric cancer, organ transplants, babies in the ICU, emergency situations, and complex surgeries of all type. Provide a home away from home for those families as those kiddos are trying to get better in our hospitals in our area. For every stolen base this year, I pledge $2 to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Kansas City. I hope you'll join me in doing the same. Visit them at rmhckc.org. That's rmhckc.org today. The Ronald McDonald House Charities of Kansas City.
Hi, this is Lewis Thorpe of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't miss a minute of the action all season long on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Well, before the ball game, I was doing a little work at the hotel and actually driving up this morning. When I woke up about 50 miles from Sioux Falls, I looked into my little cooler and lo and behold, what did I have in my little road cooler? Yes, a nitro cold brew from the Roastery Coffee Company. And I brought a few up here. I've got a couple for the rest of the weekend, and hopefully we'll get one into Canada as well and enjoy it on Monday. But had that nitro cold brew as I was getting prepared for the broadcast this afternoon. Roastery Coffee Company is Wyatt Ulrich takes it at the knees to call strike. The exclusive coffee company of the Monarchs, 6 locations in Kansas City. Nitro cold brew is the 0-1. A little bit low for the ball, 1-1. They take the finest beans in the world, go find the finest beans in the world, manufacture that coffee as fast as humanly possible, and facilitate a fantastic coffee experience. A little looper toward the bag at second. There's Cosmo on the first. Boy, what a throw. I'm telling you, that is something no one else does. That's a little humpback liner with some backspin behind the bag on a bounce. It's right by the bag. Cosmo's there. He gets his feet set, and then boom, that thing goes flying. I mean, you're thinking there's no way that ball's going to be there that fast, and it is across that diamond in a hurry. I mean, that's big league all the way. 6'3" in the books. I mean, it's not a dive or anything. It's just watch the arm action at his feet. The more I watch that, the more I'm going, wow. And I'd forgotten after seeing that in Perth. Of course, obviously the big leagues too, but up close and personal. Henry takes it away, 1-0. Jabari, the single back in the third inning with an RBI, swinging a wave at it. It's 1-1. Yeah, 6 locations in Kansas City. You can get that Legends blend at our friends at Price Chopper as well. The Roastery Coffee Company. I've got them with me. Here's the 1-1. Line foul out of play. Look out down there. It's scatters the kiddos in the grass above the Monarchs bullpen, which I'm sure they're all asking for baseballs. There's like 30 kids, like a big scrum, a big ant pile of kids. It looks like a little pee-wee soccer game. You know, when the ball goes, all the kiddos go. It's like that. There's this little scrum, and they're all right there by the Monarchs bullpen down there. Give me a ball. Give me a ball. Mister. Here's the 1-2. Blowing away. It's 2-2. Don't know if they're calling him Mister. But hey, you. Hey, number set. Hey, number so-and-so. Hey, number 35. Hey, number 24. 2-2. Lifted out to the right. Over is Hernandez, and it will be a line shot home run for Jabari Henry. Oh, yikes. So Henry has his 27th, RBI 82, and it's 4-3. A line shot home run. It didn't get up in the air very tall, and just carried down to the corner. And Robson's over. I think I said Hernandez. Robson's over. That is cleared right to the little party deck, right in front of the Fleet Farm sign, and just cleared it. A line shot home run, and game on still, 4-3. And I said it's not with their offense, but then again, their offense numbers. The ground ball to third right there is Sweeney on a hop on to first in time, and a 5-3 put out. Nice battle back by Belzer there. Again, their offense, it's been really Jabari Henry, right? But when I said that it's not with their offense is not the top 2 in anything, much less the top 5. It's hard to compete when you give up the runs they gave up with their pitching staff also in that same boat. But Jabari Henry does deliver. There's a ground ball to first. Right there is Casey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the bag, makes the play. There's out number 3. They grab a run the inning, though. Solo shot for Jabari Henry is 27th home run, 82nd RBI, and nobody left. We're through 5 complete. Kansas City, a 4-3 lead. Let's get the offense going on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Summer in the Kansas City region means plenty of blue skies, sunshine, and outdoor fun. But that sunshine can also increase pollution created by vehicle exhaust. Stay informed by checking the daily Skycast at airqkc.org. And remember, there are things you can do to help, like walking, biking, sharing a ride. Together, we can raise Kansas City's Air Q.
Price Chopper is here to help you save no matter how you like to shop. Want customized offers delivered to your inbox? You got it. On the go, download the Price Chopper app and redeem rewards points right on your phone. Plus, you can find more great values in the weekly circular or online at mypricechopper.com. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows Price Chopper.
Hi, this is Alexis Omera for your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't miss a minute of the action all season long on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Now the bullpen selling for the Canaries here. So Cecilio Pimentel, the left-hander, will take over. So Pimentel, brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers, the exclusive vehicle of your Kansas City Monarchs. And we will close the books and tell you about the new pitcher as well. All that. Kansas City, a 4-3 lead. We're in the 6th inning. 4 runs on 6 hits and no errors. 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 miscue for the Canaries. It did not figure in the scoring as the first one to Casey turns around and bats from the right side against the lefty Pimentel. Who's dealing from that first base side of the rubber. Breaking ball in the outside corner called strike, 1-1. 6'2", 240. Veteran is pitched recently, coupled right before the pandemic. He was down in Laredo with the Mexican League. Ball strike. Breaking ball away. 2 balls a strike. BuyFordNow.com. Exclusive vehicle of your Monarchs. And Intel veteran classification deals. Gillespie takes it low, and it's 2-1. 1-6 this year with a 7.57, 8 ball games, 8 starts. So he's now shifted to the bullpen, 38 innings, 20 walks, 52 strikeouts. Last time out, he went 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs against Milwaukee Milkmen in a 9-3 loss. Pitch. Inside corner called strike, and it's 3-2. He's made 3 consecutive starts. Now, he's now in relief here, but his first bullpen outing, but he was in 3 consecutive starts, 3 consecutive losses with 16 earned runs in 14 2/3 innings. 3-2 payoff. Swing on liner out toward left center field. Sit down, the outfield base hit. And Gillespie's aboard the single, cutting it off quickly as Ulrich. That one did not get down to split the outfielders. It got down, though, but Casey has a single here. And Monarchs have their 7th slant of the night. Leadoff man aboard. J.C. Escano homered back in the 4th inning. Bill Mantel went on July 30th, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs against Kansas City. And really, you look at his day by days, that's pretty much been his best outing, except for an August 5th outing at Gary. He went 6 innings, 1 earned on 7 hits. So the JC is low for the ball, 1-0. He's been knocked around lately, and he's still blowing here.
But that sunshine can also increase pollution created by vehicle exhaust.
Lefty to JC. Slide on the outside corner, called strike, and it's 1-1, even him up here. The evening fully upon us. The St. Joseph Cathedral starts to shine out there above the bluff and left. Just above the left field wall, about maybe a mile and a half or so that direction, 2 miles maybe. 1-1, swinging away 1-2. They got 2. It's so tall out there. You got 2 little red lights on top of it. The orange lights, though, light up the side of it. It gives it an orangish hue to the side of the cathedral. 2 twin spires built in turn of the last century. I believe it was completed in, started in 1902. Ball 2 strikes, the 1-2. Liner foul, a hanger right there. Boy, look out down there. JC thought, I think he's looking at the fans, because I remember that netting stops beyond right beyond the dugouts. The netting stops, and that was right in the seats down there. And JC was like, look out. And ball 2 strikes. We're 3 KC in the 6th inning. Laid off, or did he? Did he go around? He went around here, says Jordan Sandberg, but there's not even an appeal here. And I mean, the bat doesn't cross the plate. I mean, and the ball was in the dirt, or the fake dirt anyway. The unstable fake dirt. But anyway, that St. Joseph's Cathedral is a beautiful twin spires out there.
Stay informed by checking the daily at airqkc.org. And remember, there are things you can do to help, like walking, biking.
First for the Pete Cosmo, away for the ball, 1-0. 4-3 Kansas City. It's also in the National Register of Historic Places. I think I said 1902. It was finished in 1915, but one ball, no strikes. Casey leads it first. Curveball high. It's 2-0. Gillespie 5-6 this year in stolen bases, and for Pete. He struck out twice tonight. 2-0. Bouncer toward third. Deep in that hole. Diving play. Only play is going to be to first base. And they do make the play over first base for round number 2. Gillespie's going to be aboard there, but a diving, lunging play by Martinez. 6-3 in the books. Great play. He's lunging more than anything else. The dive was by Takas. Went under him, but deep in that hole was Martinez. Casey's on its second. So Dylan Harris. A great timer. Harris for his first RBI as a Monarch. But Gillespie at second. 4-3 KC in the 6th inning. Yeah, the Cosma strikeout earlier, look, the one that he went around on was on a check swing, and Pete just kind of waved at him like, okay, whatever. Walked away, but lefty-lefty matchup. Harris walked, and he grounded the first. Scored around the third inning. See Casey 16 Gatsby out there tonight. 1-0. Away for the ball. I enjoyed chatting via the email with you last week, and wishing you well, my friends, and you and your wife. Much love to y'all. Son-in-law stands at second, leads off at second. 2-0 to Harris. There it is at the knees. They call strike 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Stito's like, hey, bad calls in the beer batter, I'm all for, right? 2 balls, a strike. Pimentel looks to second. 2-1. Outside corner, been in there. Just caught the back door there. I think just caught the back door. They had an 0-2 count him earlier, and he got a ground ball to first. And folks here know what's at stake. They know what's at stake. You know, they hear the beer, the polka music, the beer music. They know what's at stake. Kansas City 4-3 here this top of the 6th inning. Runner at second, Gillespie. 2 down and a 2-2 count. Here's a liner out to the right. That'll sit down for a base hit. They'll hold Casey up there. That got down, though, and Casey will come home anyway. It got down behind Connor Blair, who came in. Bill Sobey put a stop sign up first, but then when Blair came in, he ran right under it, or ran under him. And it's 6-4. Make that 6-3, rather, Kansas City. Yeah, Bill Sobey put a stop sign up, and as I looked up and saw the stop sign go up, Blair looks away, and the ball goes under him about 2 steps. That allows Casey to come home. But a base hit for Harris to right field. I clearly looked toward third, and Bill put a stop sign up. And then once that ball got under the glove on the base hit, it's like, they call that is a single and an error on the score of, it's not an RBI, but it's a single. So E9, but no RBI. There's Malik Smith. Smith takes the breaking ball in the outside corner, called strike, and it's 1-1. So it'll be a single on Harris, but no RBI. Run comes home, though, and that's heads up. Casey put the brakes on, but he looked up, too, and he and Bill saw the same thing. It was that ball was down and around. It under the glove of Blair, who just kind of pulled up on it, chopper towards short, right there to Martinez. So flip to second the easy way. Boy, that was close, though. Altamilla nearly didn't get there in time at second, but they do force out Harris 6-4. The Monarchs have a run of the inning. 1 run comes home, 2 hits in air, nobody left through 5.5. Kansas City now has a 2-run lead as they sing Sweet Caroline. Oh no, my ears. Timeout time on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Oh, my mama.
Hi, this is Darnell Sweeney of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
Cool. I look fly. I look good.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Price Chopper is here to help you save no matter how you like to shop. Want customized offers delivered to your inbox? You got it. On the go, download the Price Chopper app and redeem rewards points right on your phone. Plus, you can find more great values in the weekly circular or online at mypricechopper.com. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows Price Chopper.
At Swope Health, we're ready to be part of the team to care for you and your family. You can find us throughout the community, providing coordinated health services and quality whole person care to keep you in the game. From primary care and pediatrics to dental care, women's health, behavioral health, and more. With a network of clinics across the metro area, we are proud to provide accessible, compassionate care to all members of our community. This is what healthy feels like.
Hey, Monarchs fan, this is John Hernandez of your Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I woke, I spent that on the net.
Bottom 6, 5-3 Kansas City. First win from Nick Belzer to Aaron Takas. In there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Takas, Altavilla, and Christopher. 6, 7, 8. There's the 0-1. Fouled away and over the top of the grass down that left side. 0-2. 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. I'll check the out-of-town board. Brought to you by Swope Health. This is what healthy feels like. Swinging a foul back, and it's staying right there. Here's the scoreboard. I got to pull it up there. Mentioned earlier, Winnipeg and Fargo are rained out today. They'll play 2 tomorrow. I think at 5 o'clock Central Time, real time, right? 0-2. Just away with it. One, two. Swinging a wave, got him, tending around the shoe tops there, and he spun around like a top, and Nick Belzer has a punch out. Get him 1, 2, 3, 4 tonight from Nick. Iowa man with a lead here, 5-3 Kansas City. Must be great to get this final 2 here, get a quality start for him again. His 4th in a row. Cleveland has a 2-0 lead, bottom 6th inning down at Lincoln tonight. Up to the bat, takes it inside to Angel Altavilla. It's 1-0. The Garys lead Chicago, bottom 6th, 4-2. The 1-0 is low. It's 2-0. They're the 7th inning at Milwaukee tonight. It's 2-1 now. It's 1-0 earlier. It's 2-1 now. King County has a lead, top 7. Also top 7. Here's the 2-0. It's in there for the called strike, 2-1. Lake Country 2, Sioux City 1, top of the 7th. Some good games going on tonight, right? 1-run game with the 7th and with the Milk, and the Docs have got a 1-run lead going on at home as well. Swinging a wave, 2-2. 4-2 ball game there in the Flight Path of O'Hare. 2-0 ball game there in Lincoln. And a 5-3 game. All games tonight at the moment are 2-run ball games. 2-2. Swinging a wave. Strike 3 got him. Back-to-back Ks here. And 5th punch out for Belzer. 2 down. Yeah. What are the odds of all finishing 2 runs apart? Would it be that's your scoreboard. It's brought to you by your good friends at Swope Health. Lieutenant Bannon Christopher walked. He flew to center. Check swing to go around. He did. Again, earlier we didn't check on a scatter, right? And he didn't clearly go around, but that would, a little closer perhaps. The hips went around. Here's the 1-0. Swinging away. That went around. It's 1-1. Yes. That Doug Messick. That's my new cover name, right? What was the name that here's the 1-1. Bouncer right side. Gillespie's there. Nice play. Away from Belzer. He's there. He makes the play. 3-1 pitcher covers. Fancy way to end the inning. dandy play by Casey and Belzer right there. Footwork, glove work, and a nice way in a 1-2-3 inning to perhaps for Belzer get that quality start. We're through 6. Kansas City a 5-3 lead. You're 2 to the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is Pete Cosma of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you got to be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The iconic Ford Bronco and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
For 129 years, Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2 has been shaping the Kansas City skyline and communities, with Local 2 members working on area hospitals, providing safe, comfortable conditions for doctors to treat their patients. We turn our attention to help in the fight against childhood cancer by supporting Noah's Bandage Project. Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2, working on, in, and for the community.
Fans, are you thirsty? Village West Discount Liquors has the best selection at the best prices. Located just blocks from Legends Field, we welcome you before or after the game. With over 8,000 square feet of fabulous wines, spirits, premium cigars, domestic and imported beers, Village West Discount Liquors has everything you need to enjoy the game. We do special orders too. Great games begin at Village West Discount Liquors. We are your pre- and post-game headquarters, located at 110th and Parallel and KCK.
Hey Monarchs fans, this is John Harris of the Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
It started way back in 3rd grade.
On to the 7th we go, 5-3 Kansas City, and for the Monarchs, it'll be Kevin Santa with the big RBI to start this offense tonight. Back in the 3rd inning, takes the first one from Pimentel. It's on the outside corner. Breaking ball drops in there. It's 0-1. Fully upon us. Breeze still gunning, though, from that south as it's hit out toward right center field, but the wind's going to blow it right into the gap and over is Quiggle. He'll make the play about midway out right there. There's one away in the 7th. Tomorrow night, 5:30. Pregame rolls at 5:35 or so. This pitch is supposed to be at 6:05 tomorrow night. And we'll discover something. We talked about Frank Floyd earlier tonight. And again, you know, the nickname was very unstable for me to read. I kept, but it was his nickname. I saying his nickname. That's what he was called. And that here Buck O'Neill's quote calling him that too is, I mean, just he was Satchel Paige, his personal guy, and he'd mix up the concoction and go out on the mound and turn into a bit later on. But here's the 1-0. Sweeney hits one out toward right, coming over toward the line, and under will be Blair. He'll make the play out number 2. And apparently this happened more times than not. When Page would get trouble on the bases, he would signal to the dugout, and Floyd would come out with that little suitcase that was auctioned off in 2014, and he would make the little concoction, the little mixer, and he would give him the little thing and calm down the stomach, and he'd go out and get out of the jam. That was what had happened. It was part of the bit. Even in league games. Here's Robson. Takes that a little low for the ball, 1-0. Not the knees are called strike one wide. Of course, the Monarchs came up this way many a time in South Dakota. Oh, great song, by the way. Really good song. Imagine Dragon. Here's the 1-1. Inside missing. Am I wrong? Do they have something Or am I wrong about that? Because I just discovered them like last year. I've been too much George Strait and Frank Sinatra for this old guy. Empire of the Sun as well. There's a 2 wide. Outside corner dove in there, 2-2. Now the Monarchs came here to face the Canaries in a doubleheader in July 23rd, a 2-game series in 1931 at the old ballpark downtown, and the Monarchs won it 12-5. 1931. 2-2. Swinging a wave, got him, and there's out number 3 in a 1-2-3 inning for Kansas City in the inning. The rest of the story now, where the game was played at Old Sioux City Park, or I think Sioux Falls Park, rather. The local nine not been beaten at home since June 17th of that year. And they were rolling along. They didn't lose at home, but the Canaries have won 5 straight overall, were red hot coming in, and lost just 4 games their last 26. But 1,400 came out to see the Monarchs, and Newt Allen hit 2 home runs for Kansas City, including the longest east of the scoreboard, it says here, and that the longest of the season in that ballpark. That point, Josh Donaldson went 3 for 5. Andy Cooper also went the distance, got the win after a shaky start, and the Monarchs would come back and close out the season later on. But big win in Sioux Falls back in 1931. Monarchs, big win, hitting a big-time hot streak with the Canaries. The Monarchs hope to do the very same thing here tonight with a 5-3 lead. Stretch time in South Dakota. Yours wherever you are. Pitching change as well. Now this from Swope Health. A little something about tomorrow as well, right here on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
At Swope Health, we're ready to be part of the team to care for you and your family. You can find us throughout the community, providing coordinated health services and quality whole-person care to keep you in the game. From primary care and pediatrics to dental care, women's health, behavioral health, and more. With a network of clinics across the metro area, we are proud to provide accessible, compassionate care to all members of our community. This is what healthy feels like.
Monarchs fans, there's still some fun left this summer. Get your tickets for Labor Day weekend and join us for our last big splash of the regular season. Friday, September 2nd, break out those Hawaiian shirts because we're saying aloha to the weekend. Saturday, September 3rd is 80s night. Sunday, September 4th is flip-flops and margaritas day. And Labor Day is fan appreciation day. Spend one last beachin' weekend with us during the regular season by getting your tickets today. Call 913-328-5618 or go online anytime at monarchsbaseball.com.
This is Matt Hartman of the Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on your home for Reign, Reborn, the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Well, a stretch behind us in a 5-3 ball game, and the Monarchs Penalty Summit here, brought to you by Swope Health. This is what healthy feels like. Jeremy Rhodes will take over. He'll face the 9-1-2 spots. Quiggle takes the first one low and inside. Second offering at the knees, a called strike, and it's 1-1. So Belzer tonight, he's done. He was outstanding once again. Another quality start. Check my numbers against what they've got in the box score too, but I've got him with six innings. Found away left side. Will it blow foul or not? Let's see. Will it stay in play? Over in toward the Monarchs pin. I can't see down there. It goes, in the grass. It bounces in. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bowser, 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 3, struck out 5. There's 26 batters. Can only be a winner. Rhodes, who worked last night, did bridge part of that 1-run bridge for 4 innings, but he did give up a run last night. But was part of that shutdown crew that did give the 1 over 4 in that Monarchs win last night. 1-2. There it is on the inside corner. Punch him out. In the books backwards there. See you later. As you would like to say, have a seat, right? And Rhodes' numbers this year against the league, he's got a 6.75. He's 0-1 and 14 2/3. 10 walks, 16 strikeouts. League batting 222. The only real issue he's had is the 10 walks and 14 2/3 innings. You take those out, that's why the earned runs have been so high and the average up so high. First one to Martinez at the knees. A called strike. Good slider. 0-1 the count. 5-3 Kansas City. Oh, yeah, Snedo, I meant to get back to you on that. I was going to tell you places. I've heard that place is good, by the way. So I didn't have karaoke. I know that the place last time they had karaoke, I was there. I think that's right. 0-1 line to left. That's a base hit. Tying Riddle bat here. It's a seventh hit for Sioux Falls and White Ulrich, who's 0 for 3. Ulrich, if things might have gone a little differently the last few weeks, he probably is a Monarch right now, right? He was released on the 22nd by the Padres at Fort Wayne. He was up at Fort Wayne, and this one is low for the ball. He was in 7 games there. He spent 11 games in the Texas League in San Antonio. He didn't get much of a chance. He only had 18 games combined. Goes the runner, the 1-0. Throw to second base is going to be up, nope, into center field. Up and heading to third is Martinez. That one just under the glove of Cosma on to third, and Sweeney will knock it down as it bounces there. A stolen base error on JC. A tough break. I thought he had a chance at him. And Cosma looks at the video board to watch too, and I think he thought he had a good chance at him. It looked like JC had a really good chance, and it just bounced shy of the glove and over the glove on that field turf. Yeah, watching it, yeah, I think he had a real good chance at him. And Martinez has his fourth stolen base. He's at third now. 5-3 Kansas City. Scoreboard went out, by the way. So Rhodes will work from the high set here. Swinging a wave, and Ulrich. Ball, two balls, 2 strikes, I believe. That pitch a moment ago was a ball, right? Runner third, 2-run Monarchs lead. Got 18 ball games in the Padres organization, 180 average. 11 to 61. Here's the 1-2. Swinging away, got him. Got away from Mascara. He'll pick it up, throw to first in time, and coming on. Oh, Rhodes is coming on to cover, and as he came home, he tumbled and fell by the batter's box in that field turf, and he gets up and he says, safe. He motioned safe. He's safe in there. That he's doing the job coming home in that situation. That ball goes to first. The pitcher comes home to cover, and Jabari Henry. So 2 strikeouts. Big battle here. This is the at-bat of the ball game right now. It's 5-3 Kansas City. Fasten seatbelt sign must come on. Tray table's falling up right here. It's Henry who's got the long ball power. Rhodes has got the velocity. Here's the pitch. Just away. 1-0. Henry homering single. He's drove in a pair of runs tonight. Yeah, the fake turf monster got him, according to the chat. Yeah, you got me. He said safe. Here's the 1-0. Bouncer towards short. Cosmo's there. 3 soft hops on the first in time. And yes, outstanding work for Rhodes. He slaps that leather and says, you betcha. And he and JC meet. And a huge piece of pitching for Kansas City. That is the batter of the ballgame so far. No runs, a hit. There was an error. Man left at third. We're through 7. Kansas City a 5-3 lead. Big time work from Jeremy Rhodes. It's timeout time on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is Coach John West of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Thinking about starting your next home improvement project? Make sure you call 811 before you dig. Once you call 811, wait a few days for the utilities to mark your yard with paint or flags so that you don't unintentionally dig into an underground utility line. Hitting a buried line can disrupt your neighborhood's utility service, cost money to repair, or cause serious injury or death. Southern Star asks you to protect your community. Dig safely. Call 811.
Summer in the Kansas City region means plenty of blue skies, sunshine, and outdoor fun. But that sunshine can also increase pollution created by vehicle exhaust. Stay informed by checking the daily Skycast at airqkc.org. And remember, there are things you can do to help, like walking, biking, sharing a ride. Together, we can raise Kansas City's Air Q.
Hey Monarchs fans, this is Brian Glowicki of your Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Got Hernandez leads off the inning, and the first one's low for the ball 1-0. Until still works here in relief. 5-3 Kansas City, the eighth. Here's the pitch. At the knees, a called strike, and it's 0-1. Make that 1-1, pardon me. I'm trying to find Sneedo a place to go here, but I don't know why. Every time I come here, the name of this place I draw a blank on, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't remember the name of the place that I like to go to. Here's the 1-1. Found away right side. There used to be, Sneedo, there was a Buffalo Wild Wings out right. That was easy. Walk to that place, but it did not survive the Pandy, right? Pandy, I think? Pandy. But I've gone back to the number. But B&B is one of the places I have been, yes. And with the pub downtown, the Irish pub, it's got some interesting craft beers down there. 1-2. Popped up out towards shallow right, toward the line, over Michael Chesky. So his second, it had to be in the seats, though. His second baseman, Montevilla, was over, but that's in the seats there. I'm going to go back and match. I'm like forensic here. I went to match up the number with who I called on 29th of July, so I know where I'm going tonight. It's like, I swear I don't know why I don't remember that, because maybe it's got such a generic sports person's or sports bar name, but it's got a casino too. That's the thing. That's what I love about being in Sioux Falls. Here's the 1-2. Blowing away 2-2. And like I told y'all last night, South Dakota is the perfect vice for me. It's got my vices. It's got the wings and the casinos. And they're like little mom and pop casinos, much like our friends up in North Dakota have. Right in DB's wheelhouse here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 5-3 Kansas City here in this eighth inning. John Hernandez, that pocket out. He'll pop one out toward shadow right center, going out to Bill. And coming in is Blair, and it'll be Blair, the right fielder, making the play in the gap. There's out number 1 here. John's got a pair of hits tonight, 2 for 4. Here's Gillespie, 1 for 3. And I usually check into these places, but for some reason that night, I don't know why I didn't check in. I don't know why. And I usually have, and I do a lot, and I take the time, if a place is good, to write a review. If I get time to, I'll try to do a Google or Yelp or whatever there is. Especially if they do something solid, like this place did something solid for me, and I wanted to give them a shout out. First for the KC low for the ball, 1-0. It's low and away, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 5-3 Monarchs in this 8th inning. The Mental deal. Big leg kick home. High, 3-0. Yeah, you get a chance, you're in town, go downtown. They got really cool places down there, really cool art on the street, and some cool coffee shops and what have you, and some good lunch spots. They got local art down on the main drag in downtown Sioux Falls. Here's the 3-0. Walking ball 4 and free transportation for Casey here. He's aboard. And if I got my details right, they commissioned local artists to do these art pieces downtown Sioux Falls. And they're very, various works of art. I mean, sculptures, whatever. I mean, that's whatever, but designs. It's really kind of cool. And each one's got a little blurb about it. I think there's also an online guide to it as well. JC, homeward back in the 4th inning. Takes a breaking ball low, 1-0. It's 5-3 Kansas City. Low for the ball, 2-0. Little let's go Canaries. The kiddos will wait in the line here. I don't get those Yellowbirds fired up. There's a towered out to right field. That's got a chance at the warning track, at the wall. That ball's gone out of the ballpark. Oh, man. Into the teeth of the wind. J.C. Escala has just gone yard. Oh, man. See you later. Oh, man. It's 7-3 Kansas City. Oh, man. Somebody's been watching some John Hernandez video. Maybe the other way around. Maybe everybody's watching J.C. Escala video now. Oh, good grief. That breeze is still gusting out there. That thing just was cranked. Simply cranked there. Monarchs, some breathing room here this 8th inning. 7-3 Kansas City. At the knees to Pete Cosma. It's a called strike. It's 1-1. I mean, I left the yard. I left the facility. It's his 12th home run. The team's 157th. Chopper toward the mound. Right there, though, is Pimentel. He comes off and he spins around and able to get Cosma. If that is not played by the pitcher, that's going to be an infield single, but he just got the ladder and leaped for it, able to make the play. And if it gets over, there's no chance that Martinez is going to get it in no man's land. And Dylan Harris tonight, 1 for 2 and a walk, been on base twice. Didn't get the RBI last time, but on base the single. A little inside here. Almost strikes. Try for ball 2-0. 2-0 rolled it foul right side, 2-1. Two balls a strike, base is clear, 2 runs home in the inning. Two one. And low it away. It's 3-1. On the anniversary of the 2021 division clinching ball game, and today being August 26th, and that's a year ago today. We were in Geneva, Illinois, and the Monarchs clinched a Southern Division crown. 3-1. Inside corner, 3-2. It was part of our flashback moment today, but also on this day in 1950, the Monarchs beat the Black Barons of Birmingham there in Davenport, Iowa, in that ballpark that's still there. It's been redone a couple of times, but right to the banks of the old river. 3-2 payoff. Popped up over our heads here. It should be a souvenir or beyond. Get to scream their lungs out. I want it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff. Swinging away. Nope, didn't hold on to it. Christopher could not hold on to it. Well, it's too late with the beer batter, right? Because it's after last call here. Is that the deal? So, yeah, I guess it'd be sort of fitting if that happened. I mean, it'd be kind of fitting if they get the beer batter only after the fact, right? Three balls, 2 strikes, the payoff. Line out to it right. That's a base hit. And Harris has a pair of hits tonight. Monarchs add to the total here. 10th Monarch hit tonight. Bring in Alex Smith. Pimentel will deal to Alex with that bunt single earlier. Popped up left side over in foul territory, giving chase as Takas. He will not have room. It's in. Look out, Sneedo. Behind you, buddy. Got 5 rows. No balls a strike. He's flopping the jersey there, Pimentel. Ground ball right side. That's a base hit, 3-4 hole. Heading for third will be Harris. They'll be at the corners. Throw comes back in going to third base, but he's already in there standing. So Alex Smith with a single. The corners here, and Calvin Santa will step in. Kevin, who's 2 for 4 tonight. The Monarchs' 11th hit. 7-3 Kansas City, and pitch to Kevin, swinging away, going wide. With the RBI, it is 33rd back in the 3rd inning. The 0-1. That's a drop inside, missing. Ground ball rolled over to the right side, slowly rolling right there is Altavilla. Fields on to first base to retire. Santa 4-3. Kansas City grabs 2 runs in the inning. On 3 hits, no errors, man left. Bottom 8th inning, Kansas City has the insurance runs in the inning. Quick timeout on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Do you have a piece of real estate that you're thinking of selling but don't want the hassle with all the baggage that comes with a realtor? Consider KC Property Guys, a highly rated home buyer located right here in Kansas City. Avoid doing repairs, no more cleaning, forego the realtor showings, contract negotiations, buyers falling through, and long closings. KC Property Guys are actual cash buyers, trusted, professional, and local. Visit KC Property Guys today at kcpropertyguys.com.
For 129 years, Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2 has been shaping the Kansas City skyline and communities, with Local 2 members working on area hospitals, providing safe, comfortable conditions for doctors to treat their patients. We turn our attention to help in the fight against childhood cancer by supporting Noah's Bandage Project. Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2, working on, in, and for the community.
For me, Buck O'Neill will forever be recognized as one of the great teachers of all time. Even though he wasn't an educator by trade, but he taught us about the heroes of the Negro Leagues. And he taught us about humility. He taught us about tolerance and the importance of tolerance and respect. Now this is our opportunity to say thanks a million to Buck O'Neill by supporting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and the building of the Buck O'Neill Education and Research Center. We ask that you consider donating $1 in memory of Buck O'Neill and his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And hopefully we will get at least 1 million people to join us on this journey that has led my friend to Cooperstown into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. To make your contribution, please visit thanksamillionbuck.com.
This is Ryan Grouchon of the Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on your home for Reign Reborn, the Monarchs broadcast.
Seven 3 Kansas City, bottom 8th inning. Sorry, you guys lost me on the radio side. Again, you guys saw the chat. Nothing else to say there. Here's Connor Blair as the first one here in the inning. New pitcher brought to you by Swope Health. Jordan Martinson back in the bullpen here, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. I do believe the Monarchs will plug in one of the new guys in the rotation, but I've not confirmed that, as the 1-0 has found a way right side, but putting Jordan back in the pen. Brought to you by Swope Health. This is what healthy feels like. Exclusive healthcare partner of your Monarchs, and something Joe did touch on in the top step a couple of times this week, although Martinson pitched pretty good, really good at Winnipeg and pretty good back at home. Here's the 1-1. Found a way right side. All right, so 3.24, 5-2. 40th ball game, 66 2/3 innings, 72 strikeouts, league batting .220. Ball and 2 strikes to Connor Blair, and then pitch. Swinging away, got him. See you later. 7-3 Kansas City here in this 8th inning. And Rhodes with the inning tonight, the 1 hit. He struck out a pair. Now you're to Jordan Martinson. But what Joe was saying to us was this. He said, having Brock and him both in the rotation, while that was good, it did create, some thinness down the bullpen. Swinging away 1-1. Now, Rubio has stepped up really big time down there again last night. But you start moving a lot. You start moving multiple deck chairs around, you still got to cover other places, right? Here's the 0-1. High for the ball, 1-1. And conventional wisdom is you can always build a bullpen better than you can, easier or faster than you can a rotation. So that's sort of why a lot of times you'll flip guys back and forth. Here's the 1-1. Bender on the outside corner and Dandy. It's a called strike to Michael Chesky. It's 1-2. But when you get in a situation, you've got two pieces over. Here's the 1-2. High for the ball, 2-2. Remember, we went to Canada with TBA behind Belzer and didn't know who was going to pitch. You pulled two pieces of your bullpen out, and they did a great job, but, it's only a temporary spot. You need to get somebody back there. 2-2, found back. I'm not saying they both go back because I think, Brock starts tomorrow, so Brock's in the rotation. But you'd love to have, especially now that, Jacob Lindgren is done for the year, you'd love to have it. You got to have a lefty down there. Need some lefties down there, right? 2-2. It's away 3-2. 7-3 Kansas City. Really, my brother walking ball 4. Yep, he did. My brother apparently has a mild case of the COVID, I guess. Sorry about that. What's weird tonight, though, too, because we dropped – this is the only thing that sucks, is that because we dropped the broadcast for a few moments, it resets the counter, so we won't get an accurate listener count, and that's tough for me to get my numbers because I want to keep that for sponsorship for next year. So when loop down toward left coming in, over right there is Harris to make the play, and out number 2 is Takas, a soft flare. Yeah, I want to be able to take this to Mike and Beeheimer and just say, hey, here's what we had, and here's what we got to hear, and here's what our people, and especially we have our listener bash on the Labor Day weekend. Not the billable step yet, but I want to be able to show things we've done and, the donations we made, the things we've done, and, the power of our listenership. And one of those things is tether on your phone. I've had trouble here over the years, and it's not a DB issue because it actually affects both my computers. Just to pull the curtain back, it's not just a one computer deal, and there's a solution, but I had no idea what it is. Pitch high, I want to know. And last year, Sam Brief and I had the same issue, the voice of the dog, Chicago, and he and I came up with kind of a quasi way around it, but that quasi way didn't work this year. At the knees, a call strike, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down, runner at first base, 7-3 Kansas City, 11 hits. Trying to win tonight when the swinging away 1-2. The team in front of you and the team behind you both were washed away. So a half game in play here, although that could be back to even tomorrow. But with the right scenarios, right, you could possibly wake up on Sunday morning in a lot different place. Or you could be in Sioux Falls. That's fine with me. Here's the 1-2. Liner right side, just past the diving Santa to right field, or right center field. Over is Malik Smith, and Altavilla able to get one through the box there. First and second, Shamar Christopher is 0 for 2. Yeah, the app tells you that's total listeners. That goes back 2017, maybe. But it told it. But the thing is, I keep a count of live listeners. Now we have repeat listeners both on AA Baseball and on NixLR. I don't track those. I can see those bonuses. Although if you're going to go out and sell to a client, and you're able to say, well, look, we had another 500 watched our game in July, a week later, whatever. I mean, Christopher takes in the inside corner, calling strike 1-1. I mean, that's still good. But as a broadcaster, I want live ears and know that people go back and listen, which is cool. And they go back and watch, which is great on AA baseball. But on AA baseball, we break it down. I break all the numbers down. Leo 1, swinging a wave 2. Dave Chick does. Dave Chick, our producer, does on the video side, does the total listener numbers of the repeats, right? I do live listeners. I keep a spreadsheet and all that. 0-2. High for the ball, 1-2. And I keep total viewers on AA baseball, home and away, and peak viewers on that. And then on the listener side, just total ears listed. We can also break down hours. 1-2. Did he go around? He did not. On a breaking ball, it's 2-2. Yeah, when it reset, it probably dropped some folks too. But I've discovered that weekends are a lot tougher than they used to be. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2. Curveball on the inside corner, called strike 3. In the bunks backwards. See you later. And Christopher out on strikes. Pair of strikeouts from Martins in the 8th inning. No runs. Was a hit. Left a pair. On the ninth we go. It'll be a first call to the last call. 7-3 Kansas City. You're tuned to the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is Coach John West of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial. The Monarchs will return right after this.
Our friends at Boulevard Brewing Company invite you to put real flavor in your starting rotation with Quirk Hard Seltzer. Made with real fruit juice and clean, quality ingredients, Quirk is award-winning hard seltzer for a championship team. Lead off with Tropical Breeze mixed pack flavors, Mango Punch, and Pineapple Chili. Or enjoy the fan favorite, Strawberry Lemon and Basil. Named the best hard seltzer of 2021 by Liquor.com and the Beverage Testing Institute. Quirk Hard Seltzer, real fruit, real fun, real good. Please enjoy responsibly. Let's get ready to rumble. Oh, you know what? I don't think I sound really that good at that. But hey, Dan Vaughn with you, voice of the Monarchs. I want to tell you about this weekend. Going to be a big time event right here at Legends Field, Saturday, August 27th. 10 pro fights, MMA, bare knuckle fighting, and boxing, all at the ballpark. Talk about fight night and then some. Boy, all kinds of fights going on. Tickets and VIP packages right now at Rock and Rumble FightNight.com. That's Rock and Rumble FightNight.com. That's a lot of words there. Try it again. Rock and Rumble FightNight.com. Pre-fight concert, exotic car show, cigar and bourbon bar, and the Rock and Rumble Ring Girls. All of that at Legends Field this weekend. Telling you, fight night like none other. MMA, old school bare knuckle fighting like back in the day. And we do a lot of that back in the day, talk about baseball. Well, how about bare knuckle? Come on, buddy. Put your dukes up. And boxing as well. All that 10 pro fights right at Legends Field this weekend, Saturday, August 27th. Come and join us. Rock and Rumble FightNight.com. Ready for some Let's Get Ready to Rumble? I'm going to try it again. Let's try it again. Let's get ready to rumble this weekend right here at Legends Field in Kansas City. Put your dukes up.
Hey, Monarchs fans, this is Malik Smith of your Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on Monarch Broadcast Network.
First pitch to Darnell Sweeney at the knees. New pitcher brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers. It's Tyler Garco, and they swinging a wave. It's 0-2. Can't believe. Isn't she lovely? Sorry. No balls, 2 strikes. 64 and 2/3 for Garco this year. 51 strikeouts. Right-hander deals. Pitch high for the ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brothers Nate and Tyler, and I talked about this last time we were here. They're now teammates for the first time in their career. And they're not, their birthdays are 7 years apart. Ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. West Coast out of California. The 1-2. Swinging away, but he got it. Going away here. 7-3 Kansas City. But they've lost their mom a couple. I don't know how long ago this was, but in recent years. And her wish was they would one day be teammates. And they're teammates this year for the first time ever. And kind of a wish of their mom that is no longer with us. I think it's a really cool thing that's happened for them. Robson tonight. Reach base twice. E4, walk, and he's 0 for 2. Swinging away, 0-1. No balls a strike. The 0-1. Wait for the ball, 1-1. They're asking on the chat line, where's my brother coach? He coaches high school football at a school called Concord. It's in Dunlap, Indiana. Elkhart. Dunlap's the township, but it's in Elkhart, St. Joseph's County, Indiana, which is next to South Bend, which is right now 20 miles apart or less. 1-1 is high. 2-1. They play. John, you're from Indiana, so you probably have heard of some of the schools they play. The Warsaws, Jimtown, Elkhart. Who else? Goshen. A couple more. I can't remember all of them, but he's been there long enough. I start to remember these. And I've seen him coach a number of times. I make a trip every fall. Usually I go up on a Thursday morning and I'll go up and I'll stay at my mom's and I'll go to a Friday night's game and come back to Texas on Saturday because the weekends are so valuable with my wife in the off season. 2-1 on the outside corner, 2-2. Plus we've usually got everything going on in Lubbock. But yeah, Concord, the Minutemen, they played Jimtown tonight. Yeah. Jimtown's a small town right there in the county too. They're called the Jimmies, I think, and the Minutemen. Yeah, it was a big matchup in Indiana football tonight, I'm sure. There was a big stop down in South Bend. TV station, 2-2. Just away, 3-2. Our old mate Luke Schrock, who was working at WNDU, the NBC affiliate there, who worked for us in Kansas City back in 2000 and, what was it, 18? No, I'm sorry, 19. Luke was a 19er, 18er. 3-2. Inside corner, called strike 3, back-to-back here. Garco's got him, and Robson thought he had a base on balls here. John Hernandez. Hello, how y'all? So 7-3 Kansas City. Yeah, I don't know the Indiana classes exactly, but Jimmy's are that Indiana Jimtown's a small class, and they are really good. But yeah, my brother's been coaching up there. He moved up there. Oh gosh, the bullpen ball got away. It was probably 90 or so, 91. He finished school at South Bend, IUSB. He had his own advertising agency there. He started it from scratch. He and another guy there locally and did boutique advertising and really helping clients. And then he would coach on the side for fun. Hernandez swinging away, 1-1. He would kind of volunteer coach. In Texas, you got to be certified to teach and to coach, or to coach in Texas in public school, you got to be a teacher and certified, right? Well, didn't have a teaching degree, he had an advertising degree. Well, anyway, in Indiana, you could volunteer. He volunteered up there, and Leo Wood, curveball foul back. And then he decides he wants to go to coaching full-time. He gets his teaching degree, goes back, gets his teaching degree at Goshen College there, and then gets on full-time. And he's been, he got a 25-year award, for coaching about oh gosh, back 2013 when I was in Gary. So he's been coaching for 30 some odd years and then teaching for 20 probably now. 0-2. Swinging a foul back. One of really family full of teachers. Yes, the Amish community is real close. Middlebury, Shipshewana, those are all right there. As a matter of fact, when you go down to the little town, like some of the towns they play, you'll pass buggies on the road down there going back and forth to the little towns. Yeah, that's on the edge there. They're on the edge of that community. The 0-2. High for the ball, 1-2. My last year coming back, I used to drive back from Gary. I'd go to my mom's and stay a couple of days and drive back to Texas. The last time I did that, I was getting gas at a Meyer, and there was two buggies lined up there, parked shopping at Meyer. They were Amish buggies. You'll see them up there quite often. It's not nearly what you see down in Goshen and in Middlebury and Shipshewana, but you'll see them, and they're all over. I mean, yeah, they're definitely on the side, different farm to market roads on the outskirts of Elkhart. 1-2. Out away, right side, see what their time. Yes, and huge RV. My father was in the RV industry his whole life. Well, not his whole life. He was not, I shouldn't say that. He was in the trailer business. He was the beer business and the trailer business. And then went back into the trailer business, in which got him back in the RV business when he moved up there. And yes, but a huge RV. Yeah, RV thing's huge. Ball, 2 strikes, the 1-2. High 2-2. Yeah, I remember going down to the town Middlebury, and we went to my sister, even when she was in high school, she was cheerleading down there against that team, and I can't remember the name of that school. And we went down there, it was a basketball game, but I remember going to dinner before the game, and all the buggies were parked out in front of the Walmart like it was Old West. It was, I'm like, what? Where am I? 2-2. Ground ball to short. Step to his right is Martinez on to first in time to get Hernandez 6-3 in a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Last call for the Canaries, 9-1-2. We reminisce about the good old Indiana countryside there. It's beautiful country there. All right, pretty cool stuff. Timeout time. Kansas City has the lead, 7-3 on the Kansas City Monarchs. Broadcast Network. More from South Dakota after this. Our friends at Boulevard Brewing Company invite you to put real flavor in your starting rotation with Quirk Hard Seltzer. Made with real fruit juice and clean, quality ingredients, Quirk is award-winning hard seltzer for a championship team. Lead off with Tropical Breeze mixed pack flavors, Mango Punch, and Pineapple Chili. Or enjoy the fan favorite, Strawberry, Lemon, and Basil. Named the best hard seltzer of 2021 by Liquor.com and the Beverage Testing Institute. Quirk Hard Seltzer, real fruit, real fun, real good. Please enjoy responsibly.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Feed your hunger for savings with the Price Chopper app. Download the app and watch your rewards points grow and grow. Then use it to redeem points for free items at Price Chopper or discounts on gas at Quick Trip. You can also use the app to browse the weekly ad, find digital coupons, fill prescriptions, and more. Get the Price Chopper app today and start saving even more. For the best rewards program in town, Kansas City knows Price Chopper.
Hi, this is JC Escarra of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't miss a minute of action all season long on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Monarchs Pin Summon brought to you by Swope Health, the exclusive healthcare partner of your Kansas City Monarchs, and Jamison McGrain will take over here. 7-3, not a save situation for JMO, but I think what you're doing tonight is sort of get your ducks in a row, just canaries in a row if you want to call it that, but ducks in a row tonight to what it would look like in the postseason. You want to kind of set things up, even though you're not in a save situation, you want to go about it as if it is a save situation. And Martin's in an inning tonight. And McGrain, again, brought to you by Swope Health. JMO this year has the ERA of 5.01. He's got 40 appearances, 2-3, 16 saves, 41 and a third innings, 63 strikeouts, league batting 258. And I think really you also want to see Jamison. I think for him, and I have no way of knowing this because I haven't asked him this, but maybe it's something to ask him, but I think as a closer and as a guy that works late in the bullpen, you want opportunities, in getting as many as possible. And he basically had a week off when he didn't make the trip up to Winnipeg. You figure that kind of slowed him down a bit. Now he's going to get some traction here as Quiggle steps in, 2 for 3. 7-3 Kansas City landing the good news, hopefully. Pitch on the outside corner called strike, and it's 1-1. Yeah, John Updike, you're right. Napanee's the town. I got a great story for you if I can squeeze it in here tonight. It's entertaining. But, yes, I got a story from Napanee, Indiana. You guys will all like this. Swinging a wave, too. My sister, when she was at Purdue, she got a tattoo. And Mom and Dad didn't know about this said tattoo, right? And we're at a family dinner at a place called Amish Acres at the time, which was there in Napanee. It's a big family style. All the starchy foods and roast and all that is the 0-2. Inside corner, called strike 3. See you later. In the books backwards for out number 1. And anyway, my sister had showed me this tattoo, and I'm like, all right. Surely, Mom and Dad know. No, they don't. No, don't say anything. And she's in college at the time, right? So she's a college kid. I'm like, all right. Well, anyway, we were all kind of clowning each other at the family table, all around the Amish Acres, getting all this food the Amish folks are serving us. And I forget what we were doing, but we're a family that haze. We like to haze each other, right? We make fun of each other. That's what we do. We show love that way. Zonzi Martinez at the knees, a called strike. And Deputy Forty can tell you this because she's married to the family. She knows how it works. Well, we have a sense of humor. We're all sitting there, and I don't know what triggered it, but for some reason, I slipped and said, here's the 0-1. Away for the ball. 1-1, I said, oh, yeah, I like the new tattoo or something along those lines. It slipped, right? I didn't mean to throw the bus, but I did. The old man's eyes got real big like saucers, and smoke starts coming out of the ears. He starts to turn red, and he didn't say anything for a minute. Of course, we're getting this service for the Amish. They're bringing us the rolls. More rolls, Here's the 1-1. It's low, 2-1. And my sister is furious at me. She's ticked that big brother is just threw under the bus with Dad about a new tattoo. It was like a little star or something on her foot or ankle. I forget where it is, but something like that. I mean, now all the kids got them, right? My kids got them. They all got them. But this wasn't cool back in 99. Line out to it right. Right there is Harris. He makes the play. Out number 2. So anyway, old man says to her, he looks at her and says, if you so much as come back with a bleeping scar on your body, I will pull you out of Purdue. You'll be going to community college as fast as your head can spin. And you should see the look on the table, and the waiter and the Amish waitress is like, they all froze like they were going to be sitting off to junior college. It's like, my sister was so mad at me. I think she didn't talk to me for like 6 months. 7-3 Kansas City. Pitch missing away for the ball to Wyatt Ulrich. I really want to shoot a video, but I'm afraid that it's going to pull the game off the but I'll try it anyway. What up? Loop down to it right, coming in, and it'll get right down behind Robson, and that's going to score maybe Wyatt Ulrich. He's going to be waved around for inside the Parker. Let's see here. Relay throw coming home, and it's going to be not in time, and Wyatt Ulrich has it inside the Parker perhaps. It got down. Robson kind of lunged at it there, and it got down. Yeah, Robson kind of tried to backhand it, and it got down below him and rolls over the warning track, the wall, Ulrich rounding, and I believe it'll be inside the park home run. I was hoping for a JMO clean slate there, but Robson inside the park home run for some energy here. It's 7-4, but yeah, probably maybe trying to do a little too much. I don't know. I mean, but Robson made a nice effort, a backhand coming in, lunging, and it got down below him. And it's inside the Parker, I do believe it is. Yep. At the knees, it calls trying to Jabari Henry. Hey, you know what, though? I love the effort. Swinging a foul back. And good for Sioux Falls. This is a guy, Wyatt Ulrich, who means a lot to these folks. But good. I mean, it's a great effort there, but Robson might want it back. But so you run nonetheless. 2 down, 0-2. Look low here, 1-2. 7-4 now. But you can't work yourself back. You can't pitch yourself into a save situation. So 1-2, swinging away, but the game is over. You can notch this one. A good news Friday final score: Kansas City 7 and Sioux Falls 4. The Monarchs have won 3 in a row and take the opening game of this series, the opening game of this road trip. Monarchs the winners. Stay tuned. Final totals on a Good News Friday. They come up next on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Hi, this is Pete Cosma of your Kansas City Monarchs. Don't touch that dial, or Monarchs will return right after this.
A tradition of winning doesn't happen overnight. Like any team, you got to be tough, play smart, and work hard. No one understands this more than Ford Motor Company. They built the best team in the game with Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The iconic Ford Bronco and the most powerful Ford Explorer ever. Shop online at buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer to buy or custom build the perfect truck or SUV for you. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
For 129 years, Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2 has been shaping the Kansas City skyline and communities, with Local 2 members working on area hospitals, providing safe, comfortable conditions for doctors to treat their patients. We turn our attention to help in the fight against childhood cancer by supporting Noah's Bandage Project. Sheet Metal Workers Local Union Number 2, working on, in, and for the community.
Fans, are you thirsty? Village West Discount Liquors has the best selection at the best prices. Located just blocks from Legends Field, we welcome you before or after the game. With over 8,000 square feet of fabulous wines, spirits, premium cigars, domestic and imported beers, Village West Discount Liquors has everything you need to enjoy the game. We do special orders too. Great games begin at Village West Discount Liquors. We are your pre- and post-game headquarters, located at 110th and Parallel and KCK.
Hey Monarchs fans, this is John Harris of the Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Well, the final totals tonight for Kansas City: the win, 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Left on 1 tonight on the fireworks game in a moment, so we'll have to turn that on. 7 left on base for Kansas City, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. The Falls left on 8. Belzer's now 5-2. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts tonight. And Wyatt goes to 4-4, 5 innings, 4 earned on 6 hits. Crowd, no crowd tonight. They didn't have anybody here. 2 hours and 59 minutes, there's no crowd on the box score, so I can't tell you who they got here, what they got here, who is here. I wouldn't be able to venture a guess, but again, Monarchs with a 7-4 win. Stay tuned. A Good News postgame show comes up next. Your highlights and more right here on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
You have been listening to the Kansas City Monarchs on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
High out to the right field, down the line. Oh, Home Run Hill, we love you.
Rain Reborn is brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealers, the exclusive vehicle of the Kansas City Monarchs. And by Swope Health. This is what healthy feels like. Championship Monarchs Baseball is also brought to you by Price Chopper, the exclusive grocery partner of the Monarchs. And by Coors Light, made to chill.
See you later. Into the parking lot as well. He will touch them all. They've gone back-to-back jacks in the inning.
Rain Reborn is also brought to you by Lynch Real Estate, a name you can always trust. And by Village West Liquors, where great games begin. The Legends of Legends Field are also brought to you by Western Governors University, the online university of you.
Swing and a miss, strike three, got him, and the game is over. And Kansas City is heading to the American Association Championship Series.
Monarchs Baseball also comes your way with the support of Southern Star, reminding you to call 811 before you dig. And by the KC Property Guys, the creative real estate solutions for homeowners. And the Roastery, the official coffee of the Monarchs.
Get high out to it right field, drifting back at the track. Oh, yeah, see you later, Home Run Hill. That thing is way out of here. It's 1-0 Kansas City. Big city, big bomb, 1-0 Monarchs. Oh, man.
Thank you for listening to Kansas City Monarchs Baseball on the Monarchs Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. The postgame show is coming up next following this timeout.
For me, Buck O'Neil will forever be recognized as one of the great teachers of all time. Even though he wasn't an educator by trade, but he taught us about the heroes of the Negro Leagues. And he taught us about humility. He taught us about tolerance and the importance of tolerance and respect. And now this is our opportunity to say thanks a million to Buck O'Neil by supporting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and the building of the Buck O'Neil Education and Research Center. We ask that you consider donating $1 in memory of Buck O'Neil and his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. And hopefully we will get at least 1 million people to join us on this journey that has led my friend to Cooperstown into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. To make your contribution, please visit thanksamillionbuck.com. For me, Buck O'Neil will forever be recognized as one of the greats of all time.
This is Nick Belzer of the Kansas City Monarchs. This is where legends play all season long, right here on Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Now the fireworks show going on out there. Fireworks came to the booth cam tonight. Nick Belzer and company Nick got the start tonight. Pitched very well once again, getting the win. And congratulations to Nick. And fireworks are pretty good show right now as the booth cam showing that to you folks on fireworks cam tonight. Taking the highlights in this one, a Good News Friday, 7-4 Kansas City winning it over the Sioux Falls Canaries. A night of the offense doing what the offense does. This offense, yes, it's missing some pieces that you saw most of the year, but it's also got some pieces. And it's something we talked about a little bit earlier on this year. There's a lot of depth here. Remember, there was some times there have been games where you didn't have guys in the lineup. You're like, well, gosh, you've got a Casey Gillespie on the bench or a Darnell Swinney on the bench or whatever. I mean, that's been the case here and there. And the Monarchs' depth has been challenged. They've been answering the bell tonight. Another offensive night for Kansas City, going deep as well a couple of times. And it's not – what's amazing about it is it's not the same 1-2 pony all the time, right? I mean, Joe even said that. I mean, Kevin Sand had a grand slam home run last week. JC's had 3 home runs this week. Robson. I mean, everybody's getting the mix. It's not just John Hernandez. This has been an up and down the card kind of deal here. And we go to the line of highlights tonight. 7:08 Central Daylight Time, 79 degrees. What a glorious night here in South Dakota as the fireworks finale going off right there. But tell you about all the highlights here, how they happen in this one. As Kansas City, both pitchers, Monarchs got up a single in the first inning, caught stealing for out number 2, the strikeout for Swinney on Wyatt, Colby Wyatt, who pitched tonight for the Canaries. Kansas City gets a pair on the second. You kind of got a feeling early traction, you're going to get something going. Finally, you do. 2 get on the second. They don't come home. But in the third inning, a leadoff walk for Dylan Harris. Malik Smith, a bunt single, puts him at first and second. The batter is Kevin Santa. Now, Kevin had tried to lay a bunt down, but he pulls the bat back, and he delivers. Hey, school's tough if you don't go. Trust me. 2 wide. Liner right side. Base hit down the line of the corner. That's going to score a run. Racing for 2 is Kevin Santa. Stop sign goes up. He's got a stand-up double. It's 1-0 Kansas City as Dylan Harris scores. And the Monarchs have a lead on the Kevin Santa 33rd RBI. 33rd RBI for him. Again, he was going to lay a bunt down, but did not in that situation. And Kansas City has the 1-0 lead. Next batter is Darnell Swinney. Swinney will get a runner home. Set after the letters. Here's the pitch. Swinney will ground it right side. Should score the run. It will. Fielding is going to be Altaville. He'll field it on the first base to retire Swinney. But Darnell has his 46th RBI. Coming home to score from third is Malik Smith. It's 2-0 Kansas City. Yeah, 2-0 Kansas City. The RBI for Swinney. It was for Darnell, his 46th RBI. So Kansas City with a 2-0 lead. Then another out of 4-3 ground out for Jacob Robson. The batter is John Hernandez. He doesn't go yard here, but he gets the run home anyway. That's what John can do. Ball 2 strikes, the 1-2. Little roller toward third, slowly rolling, could be trouble. Charging, now throw to first, not in time. Run will score. Little soft roller on the third baseline. Takas came down, so did Wyatt off the mound. Capnos flying off, and Jan Hernandez flying down that line. He just drives in a third run as Kevin Santa scores. And Hernandez has his 67th marker. 67 RBIs for John Hernandez. 3-0 Kansas City as the Monarchs close out that inning right there. In the fourth inning, in the third inning, rather, Nick Belzer allows a single to Dakota Quiggle. A walk to Osvaldo Martinez. Then Wyatt Ulrich would step in and trouble brewing, but always nice to get a little double play ball as well. And the single for Jabari Henry. Henry drives and run in, so now trouble brewing. He had a tying run at the plate. And, Connor Blair would ground out because Monarchs make a play like this. 2-2. Swinging a roller jam towards short, charges Cosma. Bear paw, off balance to the first, and got him. Oh, yeah, big bang boom. Pete Cosma, big league play right there for the Tulsa man right there. Yeah, big play right there for Pete Cosma that ends the inning. Makes it keeps it a 3-1 ball game. Fourth inning, leadoff hitter was J.C. Escada. J.C. may be the player of the ball game. 3 wide. He's been towered out to one right field. Drifting back on the run at the warning track at the wall. That ball's going to be gone. See you later. A solo home run for J.C. Escada. He will touch them all. It's 4-1 Kansas City. He's got his 11th, 32nd RBI. See you later in team home run 156. 156, the long ball for Kansas City. The Monarchs had the 4-run lead, and Kansas City with the J.C. Escada home run. More defensive highlights for you as well as the Monarchs' Belzer rolling right along. A single in the fourth inning with 2 outs with one out, he has Angelo Altavilla to them. And a lot of you folks are joining me on that. I appreciate it, and I know they will too. So much love to go around, right? First and second, 2 down. 0-2 as Mills are puff of air and deal. Down away, it's 0-2, goes to work down. He just says he thinks about me when he puts on the jersey. I love it. It is the best look in the league. I mean, I like Sioux Falls' look. I like the yellow. I love canary yellow only because I think it's my color. As a large guy, makes me look smaller maybe. I like a big duck. But I think the look's the best, man. 0-2. Side missing 1-2. I mean, I was talking to Pat about this last night. Handles our merch. 1-2. Swinging away, got him, and there's out number 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and a big strikeout for Belzer. Yeah, big strikeout for Belzer there. Sorry about that. That was a lot longer highlight than it should have been. I didn't cut it long enough. I cut it too long. But the Monarchs at the strikeout and into the threat. They did get a run the inning, though. So the Monarchs with the 4-2 lead in the 5th inning. Jabari Henry cuts it to a 4-3 lead with a solo home run, but right back in the 6th inning, Casey Gillespie would single. Strikeout of J.C. Escada, a ground ball to second for short for Cosma, but then that moves the runner to second. Dylan Harris gets his first Monarchs hit, but on the play, it gets under the glove of the right fielder, Connor Blair, and the run comes home. Down to the 6th inning, runner at second, Gillespie. 2 down and a 2-2 count. Here's a liner out to the right. That'll sit down for a base hit. They'll hold Casey at third. That got down, though, and Casey will come home anyway. It got down behind Connor Blair, who came in. Bill Sobey put a stop sign up first, but then when Blair came in, he ran right under it. Yeah, the Monarchs got the run right there, unearned right there. It's a 5-3 ball game. In the 6th inning, it was a 1-2-3 for Belzer. He's hit it to the tank. He strikes out Takas and Altavilla. He's facing Shamoy Christopher. Some great defense by him and Casey Gillespie in the inning. Here's the one-wide bouncer right side. Gillespie's there. Nice play. He'll wait for Belzer. He's there. He makes the play. 3-1 pitcher covers. Fancy win in the inning. Dandy play by Casey and Belzer right there. Footwork, glove work, and a nice way in a 1-2-3 inning to perhaps for Belzer get that quality start. It did get a quality start for Belzer. He does go 6 innings, gets the win tonight. Kansas City wasn't done just yet. Go to the 8th inning. After a walk of Casey Gillespie, it's Pimentel facing Cecilio Pimentel facing J.C. Escada. Oh, man, oh, man. This one towered out to right field. That's got a chance at the warning track, at the wall. That ball's gone out of the ballpark. Oh, man, into the teeth of the wind. J.C. Escada has just gone yard. Oh, man. See you later. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, how about that? J.C. Escada went deep twice tonight, and Kansas City does give a run late and inside the park home run on Wyatt Ulrich with a final out as Jabari Henry is out number 3, and the strikeout, and that was it. The final score, Monarchs are winners of 7-4. Good news Friday, Kansas City winning it. Let's check the out-of-town board next on a Good News Friday. 7-4 Kansas City. I said it 3 or 4 times. We'll say it again. 7-4 Kansas City on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Selecting an experienced and qualified real estate agent can be the most important part of the home buying or selling process. Since starting Lynch Real Estate in 2005, owner Dan Lynch and his team have found success in creating and maintaining long-lasting relationships with clients. Whether you're a first-time buyer or seller looking for your dream home or selling your home, you can count on Lynch Real Estate to provide you with the exceptional service you deserve. Visit lynchresidential.com to find out more.
Hey, Monarchs fans, this is J.C. Escada off your Kansas City Monarchs. Follow us all season long right here on the Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Now, out-of-town board tonight brought to you by Swope Health. This is what healthy feels like. Bring the booth cam back in, too. Added to fireworks are done now. So watch my we'll face talk here. Monarchs winners 7-4. Let's check the association numbers tonight. Remember, the headline was, well, not headline, but one of the big stories tonight was the fact that the Fargos and Winnipegs got washed away tonight. They'll play 2 tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So we'll be watching that with interest for sure tomorrow. I know we will be. We all will be, right? And so we'll be checking that out. But the rest of the numbers around the league tonight, refresh them one more time. As, again, Winnipeg and Fargo playing 2 tomorrow. Finals tonight, Gary South Shore 5-2 winner over Chicago. 5-run 7. It's 1 error for the Garys. They left on 2 tonight. Chicago 2 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left on 10. Heidenfelder 6-6. The loss to Murphy 6-5. On the clock 2:58. The crowd of 3,605 there in that one to get a final score of 5-2. Now, there's some implications in the league about that one because, again, what happens tonight in Milwaukee will affect both ball clubs. It's 3-3 King County in Milwaukee at the moment. And if the Milkmen win, they're going to gain back. If it's King County, it closes the gap to 3 for them. It keeps it 2 there for King County. Look at those standings at the moment, but they're still playing bottom 10th inning. Let me peek into that one here and tell you in the bottom of 10th. Let's see here. Bottom 10th inning, it's 3-3. They've got 1 out. Runner is at second, so Tappanee's in for King County. The winning run for the Milk is at second base right now, but there's 1 down in the inning, and it's 3-3, 10th inning there from Milwaukee. Cleveland had a big win tonight, 2-1 over the Lincoln Salt Dogs this evening there in Haymarket Park. It was 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. We left on 5 tonight. Big win for them. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, and they left on 8. Gary won, they won. That's big news for the Cleaverds. Alexander's 4-8 now. He got the win tonight. 7 innings, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts for them. And the Desdick got the loss, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. 3:11 on the clock, 5,271. Saw that one. Again, a final of 2-1 Cleveland over Lincoln Salt Dogs. The other game right now, top of the 10th inning, they're still playing now. Sioux City's going back ahead, 3-2 in the 10th inning. They're in extra frames. Let's see what happened in this one. If they scored 1 run in the 10th inning, so it's bottom of the 10th inning at 3-2. There'll be a chance for the knockouts to come back and tie or walk it off, but there's the 3 outs. Sioux City got a run in the 10th to take the lead 3-2. So a last call inning there as well. Let me peek in again one more time to the game there in Milwaukee tonight. Is tell you real quickly here because I want to eat. I'm starving. Let's see. There's 2 down there. Yeah, 2 down that ball game and a 3-3 ball game there in Milwaukee. All right, standings currently how they look in the up to date right here. Chicago at the moment 50-41. They'll stay that way. At the moment, a game and a half clear. Milwaukee wins. They'll be a game behind Chicago. And if King County wins, they'll be 2 games behind, tied with Milwaukee. So both teams in the bumper of Chicago. Cleveland, 7 back, 43-48. And then Gary is going to be 11 back, 4 behind them. And then Lake Country, 16.5 back, currently playing. Fargo, 60-30 that don't play tonight. So with the rain out, they had to play 2 tomorrow. Kansas City gains a half game temporarily. 3.5 games behind the Redhawks, 57-34. Kansas City, 3.5 back. Winnipeg, 11 back. But they are 7.5 behind Kansas City. Sioux City, 16 back. They are 5 behind the Peg, and they're behind the Monarchs by 13.5 at 44-46. That could be a huge win tonight. Lincoln's lost tonight, so we do know that they could be 3 back or they could be just 2 back, depending on what happens tonight with Sioux City's extra inning ball game there. And Sioux Falls drops to 32 and 59. They have the worst record in the league currently in the American Association. Numbers by the numbers tonight. This one for Kansas City. The Monarchs with the win tonight. Mentioned the win for Kansas City gives the Monarchs win number. If I can flip the switch here on us here. Win number 57 against 34 losses. Kansas City against Sioux Falls this year, 10-3. Away from the ballpark, 24-21. Against the West now, 35-17. At night, 48-27. A series open, 21 wins against 9 losses. Kansas City A 3-run ball game tonight at 9-7. Also out-hit them 43-9 when that happens. The Monarchs also scoring 7+ runs, 38-6 on the year. The Monarchs also did make an error tonight, and that error at the moment cost them nothing. It's a 14-15, making one error. Kansas City been leading after 6, 47-5. After 7, 53. I mean that 53-3. After 8, 54-2. 2 home runs tonight, 28-10. And the Monarchs August number 12-11. And also on Friday nights, Kansas City been a good night, 11-4. Those red jerseys, 35-21, and stay in second in the 69th day. The Monarchs win tonight. We'll send the Monarchs back to above 500 too. I'll pull that up for you here. The Monarchs will be 23 games above 500, and that matches a season high they've had 3 separate times now. Monarchs are winners by a score of 7-4. Come back a final time next. Get you ready for tomorrow night from Sioux Falls right here on a Good News Friday on the Kansas City Monarchs Broadcast Network.
Selecting an experienced and qualified real estate agent can be the most important part of the home buying or selling process. Since starting Lynch Real Estate in 2005, owner Dan Lynch and his team have found success in creating and maintaining long-lasting relationships with clients. Whether you're a first-time buyer or seller looking for your dream home or selling your home, you can count on Lynch Real Estate to provide you with the exceptional service you deserve. Visit lynchresidential.com to find out more.
Monarchs winning it tonight by a score of 10 to make that 10. Sorry about that. I've got my card. Wrong number here. 7-4, 10. It sounds like a good idea. It's 7-4 here. Tomorrow night, the Monarchs will be facing, I got to find it, Neil Lang, I believe, going for the lefty, going for the Canaries tomorrow evening. Kansas City turning to Brock Gilliam tomorrow night here in this one in game number 2. Game time at 6:05. Be on the air at 5:35 tomorrow from here at the Birdcage. They affectionately call it local, also Sioux Falls Stadium. Again, game time tomorrow night, 6:05. Pregame beginning at 5:35. A lot of thank yous to folks here in Sioux Falls tonight. Tanner Hoops and his crew. Great job as always. Always good to see him. And good, fine young man and a great addition to our league. Also, big thanks to Joe Campiatra on the top step tonight. My crew, Adam, Gabriel, Jackson, Caitlin, and Caleb, all doing great work. Also, a big tip of the cap to my lovely wife, WD40. Love you, honey. Also, John Ellis, our official photographer. Official score director, Mark Bowman. And also Morgan Kalend and her crew in promotions. And the crew down the hallway in production with Dave and Kevin, that whole crew. Also, big thanks to Mark Brandmeier, Mark McKee, and Jay Hendricks. And a big appreciate all their help and their support of our broadcast, the entire Kansas City Monarchs front office. A big thanks to all y'all for your support of the Monarchs in 2022. We said every time as well, thank you, the folks listening to us worldwide, watching worldwide. The reason we're the best, because you're the best, the fans of the Kansas City Monarchs. We say it every time. Let's be better fans tomorrow we were today. Let's show more love tomorrow we did today going forward in 2022. Good news tonight, Kansas City, a 7-4 winner. Those happy totals look like this as Kansas City got the 7-4 winners. 7 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. Left on 7 tonight. A lot of 7s there. 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 miscues. And the Canaries left on 8. Winning pitcher was Nick Melzer, 5-2. Wyatt's now 4-4. No save tonight. On the clock, 2 hours and 59 minutes. Get a final time. Dan Vaughn telling you, Good News Friday. Monarchs 7, Sioux Falls 4 tomorrow night in the cage. Good night, Monty.